not go live.
It says live.
Does it?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the 4K Lowdown for our special head to head episode 2, all 90s movies. I am your host, David, and my co host is
Rich, aka Turnerfan77.
Rich. How you doing, brother? I'm good, man. I'm
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is a thing that we do every other month where we have a decade.
Mm-hmm.
We each pick 12 movies, and then the bottom 4 scores are eliminated, leaving the top 20 for that decade. And this decade is 90s.
Yeah.
We're going to do
I
90s
love
movies.
the 90s.
Oh, man, me too,
There's
bro.
so many good movies.
Yeah.
What's up, Michael?
Mike's already on. Good to see you,
We
brother.
appreciate having my chat on.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, Geeks and Flicks, I'm just going to call them our partner.
Yeah, our brothers, man.
Our brothers, man. They normally do a show at 6 p.m. Pacific or 9 p.m. Eastern. They are taking a break tonight, so we usually go an hour later to compensate, so that we're not crossing them. But since they're going to take a break, I decided, let's jump on early because we're going to do 24 movies. And this could be this. I'm gonna try to get it under 2.5 hours.
I like the word try.
I'm gonna try to get it under
We're
2.5 hours.
This,
we don't know. Yeah, we're gonna try to motor through these scores. And to start off with, instead of talking about what movies we drafted one by one, I did a little cheat sheet, and I'm gonna bring that up. So we're gonna, and I kind of showed it on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. I did like that.
So it has our list of picks and what we got. So I'm bringing that up. Your picks were The Crow, Good Will Hunting, Boys in the Hood, Jurassic Park, Ghost in the Darkness, A Few Good Men, Mission Impossible, Interview with the Vampire, Selena, Primal Fear, Eyes Wide Shut, and Contact. Great list, bro. I loved watching those movies.
Me too.
Now my list was Tombstone, Face Off, The Sixth Sense, Apollo 13, Forrest Gump, True Lies, Philadelphia, Groundhog Day, Ronin, The Green Mile, Terminator 2, and Shawshank Redemption. And I left out my favorite movie of all time on purpose because I didn't want that to cloud this list. And of course, that's Independence Day, which is 1996. And we've already reviewed that 3 times on the show. So
I left my favorite movie of all time off the list because one, it would score high, and that's Clerks. So I knew what type of movie.
I haven't seen that. I've seen the second one, but I haven't seen the first one. I haven't seen the first one.
Oh man, maybe when I get to our C's, I think I would have to pick it because
you're gonna make me watch. I'd rather you do that than La La Land. I was still.
I didn't pick La La Land.
You didn't. I was concerned. You said my first one's gonna be La La Land, and then we laughed, and I cried a little bit. And but yeah, it was.
Yeah, Michael. Clerks was one of my favorite movies of all time.
I was a little scared, but yeah, I saw a thing about oh yeah, big pop for Selena. Clerks is great. Yeah. I saw a review from Mike on his podcast where he talks about Clerks in the franchise.
Oh, nice. I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
Pop culture. Was that on?
Evan, that's great, bro. Eric
Was that
Connick
on
Jr.
Geeks and
concert.
Flicks' Collector's Cave that you talked about that? I thought you did. Maybe I'm just dreaming it. I don't know.
I don't think Mike was on the
Yeah,
Collector's
he
Cave.
was. Yeah. No, pop culture.
Pop culture. I know Evan was.
Yeah.
Evan was for sure.
Yeah, I'm talking about
I
seen him
got to play piano for him over Zoom, and he gave me some tips. Yes, that name dropped. Nice. That's nice. But you know, I'm gonna name drop a little later in the show because at least one of the movies I met the star of the show and actually got to talk with him. So really cool guy.
Nice.
All right. So
first, wait. What are you drinking tonight?
oh, I got my hot tea.
Okay.
And of course I've got my bottled water. You know, going as healthy as I can.
Tonight I'm not healthy. I got Coke, cherry Coke, and a Mountain Dew.
Oh, you're doubling up on the cat. You're doubling up on the stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was Clerks 3. That's what it was.
Oh, you did? Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to check that out.
Yeah.
Because my Steelbook, I'm so excited. I don't pre-order Steelbooks anymore, but I did Clerks 3, and I'm excited. It's supposed to come tomorrow. I'm just excited to see it again.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, after talking to you about it, and how it's not just all like Clerks 2 was.
Yeah.
That there's some
No,
actual.
Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I didn't.
Yeah.
It was. I was afraid it was going to be more than
Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Yeah.
It's dick. I mean, that's okay when you're in your 20s.
Yeah.
But we're in our 40s.
Well, speak for yourself, bro.
And
I am no longer in my 40s.
I was falling out. I just sound weird. I was falling out of love with Kevin Smith movies. I just got getting older, and this movie made me fall in love again because it had so much heart. It's just so good. David, son of David, is here.
That's my boy right there.
I like that.
That's my son.
I like that.
David, son of David. David 2, The Revenge of David. He's
a junior, so
yeah.
I'm a junior.
Well, he's not a junior. He's got a different middle name, and his last name is hyphenated. So he's not a legit junior. He just has he's my namesake. We'll go that route, and that's because his mother and I could not decide on a name for him when he was born. So yeah, Jay and Bob reboot is terrible. Clerks 3 is the best thing he's ever done. That and Red State. Now I liked Red State.
Red State's very good.
I really liked Red State. Having we've lived through the whole Waco thing with David Koresh and all that kind of stuff. Really well done. It was a great one. And then David 2 Electric Boogaloo is David's response. Got you on the big screen. Oh,
don't put my big ass head on.
I am so sorry. Wait, we should go like that. How's that? Is that better? It's like in Men in Black when he pulls the skin back.
Yeah.
How's that? But no, you're gonna get the close up.
I am nervous to watch Clerks 3.
Yeah,
dude,
Evan's
I was
nervous
too.
to watch. I'm actually kind of interested. It was
very emotional for me.
Yeah.
It brought the waterworks. I ain't gonna lie, man. I cried watching that movie, and it just hit.
Much better. He likes the distant shot.
Yeah, definitely, dude, watch it.
Yeah. All right, man. All right, let's get rolling. Okay, so 12 movies each. What movie do you think got the lowest score? That's the first one. The lowest score.
I want to say my two picks for the lowest score are Ronin or The Crow.
Wow. Wrong on both counts, my brother. The lowest score is Ghost in the Darkness.
What? But I get it. I get it. Disappointing, but I get it. I love this movie.
I like the movie.
I do too.
There's some things about it, and it's evident by our scores actually, because
Yeah.
not necessarily, the
pull mine
scores
up.
don't necessarily set how we love the movie,
How much we enjoy
but
it, yeah.
how much we enjoyed it, but the quality of the film, the
There you go.
soundtrack, the cinematography, the things like that, to where we're like, okay, cast, like how recognizable is the cast?
Mhm.
I mean, pretty much aside from Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer, how many guys do we know in the cast? Because you gave the cast a 5 and I gave it a 6.
Yeah,
So
that's
it
true.
was like that was
really
really
hurts.
low.
Yeah.
We were both acting with a 7. For the plot, for the trailer, you actually gave it an 8 and I gave it a 6.
See, I liked the trailer for that.
And I was not too much of a fan of the trailer, but this was the last one before we're synchronizing our trailers. So we could have absolutely watched a different trailer.
Yeah.
So
I thought Selena was
Mike
going
thought
to.
Selena was going to have the lowest score, even though I love that movie.
Me too.
Yeah. I agree that there is one in the low range that got eliminated that I did not expect. And we'll get to that in a second. Anyway, so where was I? I was at plot. Ending,
Yeah.
you went 8, I went 7. For the story, we both went 8. I think the story is probably one of the best parts of this movie, is how the story builds. And I love the location, and that kind of brings me to the cinematography. So the script, you went 7, I went 8. For cinematography, you went 7, I went 8. For direction, you went 7, I went 6. I felt it was more about the filming than the direction. For the soundtrack, both at a 5. Nothing to write home about. Dell just jumped on. What's up, Dell? Thank you for joining us.
Man.
And for the wild card, we are both at a 7 for its genre, which is thriller. So for scores, you were at a 69. This was one of your picks. You were at a 69, and I was at a 68. So I was 1 point lower than you. And and it did not hold up.
No.
I enjoyed this a lot more in 1996 when it came out. It does not hold up as well. It dates a little bit.
Yeah. The Blu-ray, the Shout Factory Blu-ray, looks pretty good.
Yeah. All I have is the DVD, but it was still a fun watch. It just
The
acting
acting
Just watched it again this year. I remember really liking it in the 90s. This time I was underwhelmed. Val Kilmer was still great. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think Val Kilmer is a tremendous actor. It's unfortunately that nobody liked him once he after he did Tombstone and got too big for his britches.
Yeah.
There wasn't much going on after that. Anyway, so let's get to the scores. So I did not write down the budget for this. Why did I not do that?
Because there's 24 movies.
Because there's 24 movies and I did 23 of them. And this was at the very bottom of the first page. So, well, it is what it is. Let's see if I can find it really quick. There it is. Okay. 55 million budget, $55 million budget, made 38.5 million in the theater globally.
How much?
38. So it was a $55 million budget, made 38.5 million.
Oh, oof, that's not good.
So it lost some money. But okay. So IMDb gave this a 6.8. Critics score from Rotten Tomatoes is a 50. Audience score is a 75. Our score averaged 68.5.
So with IMDb, we're
right with IMDb.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't too surprised. I didn't expect it to be very bottom.
Yeah, I mean, I expected Ronin to be
and you're not that far off. Um,
Yeah, we'll get. I'll talk about that one.
we'll get
Yeah.
to it. Um, all right, so let's go to number 23. Number 23 actually tied in score, but got the higher individual score, so it wins the tiebreaker, and that is Eyes Wide Shut.
Oof. Yeah.
And I got to tell you, bro, I do not like this movie.
Yeah. It's a tough watch.
It's a tough watch.
Yeah.
I I I think it's like watching paint dry. It was slower than hell, and I thought, okay, I watched it. It came out in 1993. I watched it when I was younger, so maybe I can appreciate. No, I didn't appreciate it more. Um,
I think this is where you Tom Cruise really became, um, or he not became, but tried to be more of a character actor, or tried to
okay,
be more serious. I'm
right,
not using the right words.
and it's
Um,
with you know, did they get married, him and Kidman, after this or before this?
oh, I don't know.
Because I know that was right
It
around
was
their
right around that
relationship
time. Yeah.
between this and Days of Thunder and
Hmm.
all that kind of junk. Um,
Yeah. I agree with you. I tried to pick as many Tom
yeah,
Cruise movies as I could
yeah,
because
55. Me, yeah, you went Tom Cruise, and I went Tom Hanks. I
you did
think
the
um,
Toms.
we Tommed it, um, but they were really big in the 90s. Not
Yeah.
that they're not big now, but I mean that's
Yeah.
59 million is pretty steep budget in the mid 90s, no doubt. Um, love this movie. Love the point of that just idea of having an affair is equal to having a physical affair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anticipation of the fact can sometimes be
Yeah.
worse than the act itself. Um, so, so let's get to the scores. This one, you actually knew more of the cast than I did. So you went 6, I went 5. For acting, you went 10, I went 8. For the plot, you went 6, I went 5. I did
Hmm.
not like this trailer.
I was intrigued with that
Um,
trailer.
the only thing that I liked from the trailer was the song in the trailer, and that's why I bumped up the soundtrack a little bit. Um, Ending, we were both at a 7.
Yeah.
Story, you went 7, I went 6. Dell didn't much care for this. I didn't either. This is definitely not my bag.
Yeah.
For script, you went 7, I went 8. I thought it was a solid script for the acting. Cinematography, we were both at a 7. Direction, we're both at a 7. For soundtrack, you went 6, I went 7.
Yeah.
And for the wild card, which was a drama, we were both at a 7.
So we're pretty close.
We're not bad. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't as close as Ghost in the Darkness, but we were still pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay. So, um this movie is from what, 99? And I guess I wasn't that young because it was just before I turned 30. Um so 1999 had a budget of 65 million, made 104.2 million in the box office. So it did make its money,
Yeah.
and that's
That
that's
name.
the names.
Oh,
It was the cast that
yeah.
that definitely made that money.
Yeah.
Um, IMDb um, gave it a 7.5. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 76, audience score 74. You actually gave it a 70. I gave it a 67 for a total average of 68.5. Matching
Hmm.
Ghost in the Darkness, but since you had the higher individual score with a 70, Eyes Wide Shut took 23, but is still unfortunately eliminated
Yeah.
from
I
the
can see
countdown.
why, and um, yeah, it's it didn't hold up.
Yeah, this one I did not thank you for making me watch again, but it
That's
was
good.
I was like, okay, this is a yeah, Kubrick's last movie
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
was the
I
reason,
agree
plus
with that.
the
Yeah.
cast, but Kubrick for sure. Yeah, I Kubrick had a lot to do with the adulation, You know,
Yeah.
people wanting to go see it because it's Kubrick. Um, all right. So 24 and 23 are down.
Hmm.
Coming in at number 22, this is where we actually started hitting the 70s. Um, as far as score goes. But our scores go pretty high. So we're starting at 68.5. We're in the 90s
Oh, good.
when we get to the end.
Because
So
there's some good movies in here,
there's
man.
some, there's some yeah, there's some bangers in this list. So
Yeah, it really is.
coming in at number 22, and this was the one that kind of surprised me. Um, but I don't know. Maybe it doesn't hold up either. But um, actually, I got the impression that you didn't like this one.
Ronan?
So yeah, I got
Yeah,
the
I didn't.
impression that you didn't like this one. So
No.
coming in at number 22 is Groundhog Day.
Oh, good. No, I didn't like this one either. No. Okay. I am not a fan of this kind of comedy. Good job.
Sir, see, Grandpa calms the Des down, and he goes right to sleep when he hears Grandpa's voice.
Perfect.
That's good. Thanks, son. You didn't have to have me on the big screen for that. You could have just had me on your phone or something. But that's okay. You all are freaking crazy. Okay, I'm gonna say this was not my fault.
I
this
was.
this was not my fault.
Yeah, you can blame me. I'm
This
sorry.
this this was not my fault. Um,
I
it has to go by the average score, and there's
I forgot this is on the list. Actually.
I'm gonna say that this is probably, I think this is the biggest gap we've ever had.
Even with Princess Bride.
God, Princess Bride, I think we were actually pretty close. Even though you didn't
Oh,
like the movie, you still gave it
yeah.
good
I have a
scores.
hard time with Bill Murray.
But the only other one I think that's even close is probably Tombstone, and we'll get to that later in the
Oh,
countdown.
okay.
Um, but I think this one takes the taco as far as us
Yeah, I'm
being really
sorry, guys.
divided.
It's remember, all film is subjective.
All film is suggestive, and when you're dealing with a comedy, it's
Yeah.
even more so
Hmm.
because I mean, like when we talked about like Clerks 2, I did not like Clerks 2,
I love Clerks
and
too.
you love Clerks 2. I'm just like, no, I
Yeah.
you know when with Donkey, I turned it off. I was done with Clerks 2. I made it 6 minutes into Superbad and I shut it off. That was just that. No,
But you watched Incision.
I watched Excision
Yeah, whatever it's called.
twice, and I recommended it to you,
And
and
that's
I
fucked
watched it
up.
a third time, and I hated Napoleon Dynamite. I didn't finish that either.
Either. That's not for
I
me either.
hate that movie. Anyway, going off on a tangent,
Yes.
reeling it
It
back
goes
in.
at 2.5.
Groundhog Day. So you're for the cast, you were at a 5. I was at an 8. For acting, you were at a 7. I was at a 9. Um, for the plot, the trailer, you were at and I should just label it trailer since that's what we're going by now. You're at an 8. I was at a 10. I love the trailer for
I
this.
liked the trailer.
For ending, you went 6. I went 8. For story, you went 6. I went 8. For script, you went 6. I went 8. See the pattern? For
Oh,
cinematography, you went 6. I went 7. For direction, we were both at a 7. For for soundtrack and score, you went 5. I went 7. And for wild card, you went 7. I went 10. Because as a comedy, I think this is gold. And you were like, maybe some stainless steel or some copper, and that's as far as it's going to go.
okay.
Um, so, um, so it's from 1993. Budget on it was 14.6 million. It made 71.1 million in the box office.
Hmm.
I think that's solid. Made its
Yeah.
numbers. Um, IMDb gave this an 8.1.
Oh, really?
Okay. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 97.
Oh, shit. My bad.
Audience score 88. We got a whole bunch of haven't been paying attention. Okay. And Groundhog Day is great. And what about Groundhog Day? I'm unsubscribing. Come on, Turner.
I'm sorry, guys.
I like Groundhog Day, but I don't love it. Thanks, Dell. Help him out a little bit. Tom Cruise is a terrible actor and makes the worst movie. there's getting back at Turner.
Oh, that's awesome.
Turner don't like Princess Bride. I mean, as you wish, but dang. I love Clerks 2 also. Of course you do. There are some films that transcends. This is one of them. Just kidding. I understand. 8 to 8.5 are about right. Okay. Good stuff. Okay. So and now I'm back to cut up. IMDb 8.1. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 97.
Mm-hmm.
Audience score 88. I gave the movie an 82. You gave the movie a 63.
Sorry,
For an average score of 70.5.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. I mean, it gets eliminated, but I
That's my bad.
believe this is you gave this the lowest score out of all the movies we
Yeah, I
did
think so
today.
too. Even Excision. Oh, today?
Yeah.
Okay.
For all the 90s movies.
Okay.
I don't think it's the lowest we've ever given because I'm pretty sure Valentine takes the taco
Yeah, the Valentine's takes.
for our
You
lowest.
know what's so funny? Speaking of that, I found my DVD. I put my DVDs out of storage and I saw it. I instantly started chuckling. I enjoyed Palm Springs, but it wasn't great.
We'll see. Okay. Do they really like the 2020 versions of Groundhog Day Palm Springs? I don't think I've seen it.
Is that on Hulu?
But I saw the
Hulu
sci-fi
original?
version of Groundhog Day, which is called Edge of Tomorrow, and that's amazing.
Fantastic film.
And there's a horror movie. I think it's called Mind Games, and I could be wrong, but it's Groundhog Day as a horror movie. Not Happy Death Day. It's kind of like Happy Death Day, but this one is like this. Basically, the killer is actually able to relive the day. He's making everybody relive the day, and he's basically killing this woman over and over. And
oh, Michael.
Interesting. So not liking Groundhog's Day, inconceivable. Ben, thank you. I enjoy Palm Springs, but it wasn't great. Yeah, it's on. Oh, so Palm Springs is on Hulu. I'll check that out then.
Yeah.
That's killing me, man. I agree with Rich on so much during these shows, but Groundhog Day and Princess Bride. Edge of Tomorrow is fantastic.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I do. My bad, guys. My bad.
But just wait. If P's ever come up and we review Pulp Fiction, everybody's gonna yell at me. So
yeah, I also put it out there. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. We're both gonna shit on that movie. But it is what it is. Movies are subjective. These are just our opinions.
Yep.
And it's interesting. Our score is different by 19 points, and I think that's the highest we've ever been. The most of a different score. So anyway, so our score is 70.5, and Groundhog Day is number 22 and gets eliminated from the countdown. And I really thought I didn't think it would make top 15, to be honest, but I thought for sure when I did my score, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, probably around 17, 18 maybe.
Yeah.
And then I saw your score and I was like, oh crap, no, that's not that's not going to work out at all. Okay, so getting to number 21, the last one in the countdown, the last one before we get to the countdown. What do you think it is?
It has to be Ronin. Please tell me it's Ronin.
It's not Ronin.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, it is not Ronin.
Terrible.
It is Selena.
What the fuck? That's racist. You don't like Mexicans. No, I'm kidding.
I almost said something and it was going to be from the wrong movie. I was going to say a line that I thought was from Selena and it wasn't. So I'm going to quit while I'm behind. Because I almost did some Madonna stuff just now, and I was like, no, that would have been wrong.
Selena.
That would have been, yeah.
Oh shit! So that means 3 of mine's already eliminated.
Yes.
Oh fuck! I didn't do good on this one, guys. Yeah, I like Selena. This I think this is probably J Lo's probably one of her best performances.
Dave, you need a new co-host. Let me know. This revolt of Turner might not stop. Low budget sci-fi Goonies version. See You Yesterday is worth a look. Okay,
Hmm.
I'm interested in that. And Mike's like, no, boo, probably for Selena, but he thought it was going to be at the bottom. So it did get eliminated from our top 20. Um,
I agree, Evan.
yeah,
For once today,
don't
Evan, we
know.
agree. And it's my fault because I fucking scored Ronan too.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I scored Ronan, and it was one of my picks, so I liked it. Um,
Yeah.
okay, so
Damn,
so
Selena.
Selena, it's from 1997, had a budget of 20 million, made 35.7 million.
Oof.
I'm see, I don't know about. I mean, I don't think of this as J Lo's best performance,
I,
and
I think it's
I I think I think it definitely put her on the map. Because I know when they were talking about um, yeah, the cast performances, the music, this should have been number 20, number 21. It's not that bad. Selena, I bet it did fantastic in the video. Yeah, I couldn't get the video sales on it, but I'm sure it did pretty well in video sales.
yeah.
Um, anyway, 90s movies need to include rental sales. I tried. I
Yeah.
got some of them, but I wasn't able to do all of them. Some of the movies killed on physical media. Yeah, absolutely right. I got some. Like
R&D Studios. What's that say?
I got Mission Impossibles. Yeah, I wasn't able to get a lot of them, but I got as many as I could. Um,
Oh,
R&D
wait, nothing's
Studios,
available.
hello.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank
joining
you for
us, man.
joining us. I think it's the first time I've seen
Yeah,
your logo, so thank you for joining us. I really
we
appreciate it.
appreciate it.
Uh, I loved enough with Jennifer Lopez.
Hmm.
J-Lo's has some great moments in this movie, but may not be her best performance. I also think she's really good in Jack also.
I don't think I've seen Jack.
Um, I liked her in Jack.
Uh,
I did. Um, like I say, I really and it's not my favorite movie by any means, but I liked her in Monster-in-Law with Jane
nope.
Fonda.
I'm sorry.
I love the slap fight. I totally dug that. Slap the crap out of each other. It was awesome. Um, but yeah, I don't think this was her best performance.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Something about it. I think she seems real in this.
well, because I mean, she's going by, you know, this was this was really she was kind of singer slash actress, but this was before she actually really like dove into the whole actress part.
Yeah,
And I think
this is
she
before the
basically
whole rom
channeled
com
her.
too.
She channeled her inner Fly Girl from In Living Color,
Yeah,
and just did the music part of it, and I think she excelled there. But I did not agree with her acting thing. I didn't think, and I don't know a lot about Selena. May she rest, but
yeah,
I didn't enjoy the movie, but it was actually a cool watch coming back to it. This
yeah.
was
It's been a
one
while since I've seen it.
Yeah, this was one where I was dreading it at first, but then I watched it. I was like, okay, that wasn't a bad watch. That was fun. Um, but anyway, let's go to the scores. For cast, you went 9 and I went 5. I didn't know anybody in the cast. Um, for acting, you went 7. I went 5, and that's for the same reason. You thought it was a good performance by
Hmm.
J Lo. I did not. Um, for the trailer, we were both at a 7, and ending we were at a 7. Story we were both at an 8. For script, you were 8, I was 7. For cinematography, you were 7, I was 6. For direction, you were 8, I was 6. For the soundtrack, we were both at a 9. I will not deny the music was great
Yeah.
in this movie. And for the wild card being a drama, a biopic, we were both at a 7.
Yeah.
So,
Really old movies is here tonight.
hey, what's up, Harrison? Let's
I need
see
to have
where
a
we at.
conversation with you, Harrison.
So, The Cell and Made in Manhattan, Money Train. Yeah, okay. I loved The Cell with Vincent D'Onofrio. Oh man, that was so good. Shawshank Redemption bombed at the theater and became a hit on VHS and TV runs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Didn't TNT play that over and over again?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
It was probably a New Year's Eve where they played it like for 24 hours straight or something. So yeah, Harrison, thank you so much for joining us.
we appreciate it, man.
Evan says Selena is what broke as a leading lady. Your singing came after yeah. I'm guessing her singing came after the movie.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it did. You're right. You're right, Evan.
Yeah.
Because it was the, her portrayal of Selena. They were like, "Oh, hey, you can actually sing. You're not just a dancer." So that's when started doing the Jenny from the Block and all that kind of crap, and then she became a $20 million actress with The Cell and Made in Manhattan are prime examples of that. I think the Backup Plan is another one. Yeah,
I liked her in The Boy
Alex.
Next Door, or The Girl Next Door, The Boy Next Door. I don't know what it is. Well, she like seduces a neighbor.
Where was I in that movie? I just know that she's 2 years older than me, and
she's a vampire. Dude, she's
she's absolutely, her body's a temple and mine's a bouncy castle. So, damn.
And she's Miss Affleck now.
Yeah. They got back together, which is fine.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is with Ben and getting together with Jennifer's, but maybe he's got a tattoo of Jennifer on his butt, so he goes from Garner to Affleck. I don't know.
Go away.
Yeah, goes back to himself. I know what I'm said. Yeah, his name's Jennifer. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's he cross dresses and he calls himself Jennifer.
Is your daughter yelling?
You know he screams out his own name during sex. Ben, I'd scream out Ben Affleck during. So, J-Lo scene came after. Yeah, I'm a big J-Lo fan. She's beautiful. My calls to J-Lo. Yeah, she's absolutely gorgeous. She's amazing. Okay, so
where were we?
Where were we? Scores. IMDb gives Selena a 6.8. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 67. Audience score 77. Your score was 77. Mine was 69. Total average score 73.
That's not bad.
I think we're comparable to all the scores, really.
Except for Groundhog's Day.
I mean, with Selena. I'm not talking.
Okay.
We're not talking about Groundhog Day anymore. I'm still kind of bent out of shape about that. But no, it's. Oh, really? You son of a three-nippled goat! All of a sudden, my number 20 disappeared.
Uh-oh.
How rude! Well, I'm just gonna.
Oh, J-Lo and Adele. Yes, I forgot about that. It's okay, man.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh, Hustlers. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That might be an H pick.
Yeah, that's okay, bro. I will do my best to figure out what you're saying, and if I'm wrong, just yell at me. It's fine. J-Lo in anything, yes.
Yeah.
Except for Jiggly. not Jiggly. No Jiggly. No, I don't want any of that. And although she only had a tiny part, Jersey Girl.
Yeah, I like New Jersey Girl.
I liked Orange Jersey Girl.
Yeah.
I mean, it was more about Ben Affleck and the
Uh-huh.
daughter, but
There is an extended cut to that
oh,
where
there
she's in
is.
it a lot more.
Out of Sight was good. I liked Out of
Oh
Sight.
yeah, isn't that with George Clooney?
Yes.
Oh, here we go. On these studios. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was that one. I put it on for a brief second. J-Lo didn't do any singing in this. Selena's father wanted to keep it all original. Okay.
Ooh.
I didn't know that. I thought she actually did some of the singing.
J-Lo, Jiggly.
J-O Jiggly. Yeah. I'm
There's been a
I'm
lot
ready.
on
I'm
J-Lo.
ready for that, Jelly. So um Lord, I apologize. Okay. Um all right. So let's move
Let's get into
along.
the countdown.
Let's get into the countdown. So we're coming in to number 20. And number 20, which is apparently everyone's favorite movie and the one you thought was going to be at the bottom anyway, is Ronin.
I mean, I didn't give it a bad score.
No, you didn't give it a bad score. I mean,
No.
we were actually, well, no, we're a little bit off, but you gave it a better score than Groundhog Day, that's for sure.
Yeah.
um I I enjoyed this movie. I liked it. And that's why I picked it. So, um it's from 1998. Had a budget of 55 million, and this was MGM's play to save their company. They put all their money into this movie
Oof.
to try to save MGM. And
Even with 007, they had the rights to 007.
yeah. Now there was something going on. I think they were going to lose the rights to 007 and they were about to go bankrupt.
Hmm.
So they threw money into um and I think I got the name right, the production company. Let me double check to make sure that I'm not full of crap, because I have been full of crap before.
Ronin is a
But
terrible, great movie.
it's terribly great. Oh, United Artists. So FGM Entertainment, United Artists. So this is from United Artists. That's what I meant. Not
Oh,
MGM, but FGM. Um, but anyway, this was like a last ditch effort from United Artists to try to save their company, and it failed. So,
obviously.
um, um, but it did make its money back. It just didn't make enough. So it was a $55 million budget and made 70.7 million in the box office. And they really needed this to kind of triple.
Yeah,
They
because
needed
I
they
think the
needed at
golden
least,
rule
yeah,
is you got to triple your budget
yeah,
to make profit.
to make a profit. So
Mm-hmm.
they needed to triple their budget to save their company. And they threw all their eggs in this basket, and it cracked, and there's nothing but yolk
Yeah.
everywhere. Um,
Dell says the Ronin has some of the best car chases of all time.
yes.
The rest of the movie, meh.
It's a yeah. So I I love, and some of the best cinematography of those car chases.
Yeah.
There's some like long shots of the car chases where they just keep on going, and there's no cutaways and stuff. They just keep on going, and I really loved some of that cinematography. So getting to the scores, for the cast, you were at an 8. I was at a 10. I think it's got a huge cast. Acting, you were at a 6. I was at an 8. For the trailer, you were at an 8. I was at a 9. Good trailer. Ending, you were 7. I was at an 8. Story, you were at a 7. I was at an 8. Script, you were at a 7. I was at an 8. Kind of at a pattern. For cinematography, you were at a 6. I was at an 8. For direction, you went 6. I went 7. We were both at a 5 for the soundtrack. And for the wild card, you went 7. I went 9 as an action movie. Total scores. IMDb gave this a 7.2. Um, Rotten Tomatoes critic score 69, audience score 80. You went 67 with it. I gave it an 80
Ooh,
for a total average of 73.5.
still a good score.
Yeah.
Kept it the top 20.
I hate Ronin. It's filmed great and has great acting and great story, but it's a terrible cause of ending. It's yeah. So I hate those types of movies. I get it. I
Yeah.
understand. I can see why you didn't like the ending.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're gonna keep on going.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 19 is The Crow.
I absolutely love this movie. This is probably one of my favorite movies of the 90s, next to Clerks. But with that said, this is not a very well made movie.
No. It
But it's still a great
it's
watch.
still it's so much fun, and
Yeah.
rest in peace Brandon Lee. I'm really sorry that this was his last movie,
Yeah.
because after this I think he would have just hit it big.
Me too. I really agree.
And I think it wouldn't have been like, "Oh, it's Bruce Lee's son." No.
It would have been, oh, it's Brandon Lee.
It's Brandon Lee.
Uh-huh.
This was when they casted him for this role, the director and the writer of the comic book were like, "No, I don't want him for this show, for this movie." But everybody changed their minds
Yeah.
once he started doing the scenes. So I thought, yeah, Dell loves The Crow.
Yeah.
Crow is great. Soundtrack is kick ass.
Oh, the soundtrack's
That
so
is absolutely my favorite thing about this
yeah.
movie is the soundtrack.
Even the Crow 2
How you
soundtrack
doing?
is great.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I got a visitor.
What's up,
Oh,
Molly? Thank you for popping in. I love the Crow.
hi, Molly. Um,
Oh, I can't see you with all the chat. Let
you
me
can,
take the chat off so I can. Oh, there she is. Is it bedtime?
is it almost sleepy time, huh? Oh,
Oh, she loves her
okay.
grandpa.
Yep. She goes to Grandpa when she starts getting tired.
Hey, that's good though, man.
Don't go to Mama. No. Oh, okay. That's the wrong way. You're supposed to go that way. Okay. Now you are going that way. Oh my goodness. Huh. Now he's better in Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Oh, that's a terrible
The
movie.
the fight scenes are good, but it's Dolph Lundgren. So
Yeah.
as I just had to stream thing because I went like that. It's like she's no Sharon Stone. Um, but I mean, I thought acting wise he was better in Rapid Fire than he was in Showdown in Little Tokyo. But I love Showdown in Little Tokyo. I will watch that every day and twice on Sunday because I love the action in that. Didn't notice I was about 1 minute behind.
It's okay,
That's
man.
okay, Evan. I don't
We're
think I
behind you.
noticed. I didn't catch it. So um anyway, so let's get to The Crow.
Yeah.
1994 had a budget of 23 million, made 50.7 million in the box office. I did not get the video sales, but
Yeah. Oh, it's probably
I'm
through the
sure
roof.
that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, R&D Studios liked Rapid Fire with Lee also. Yeah. I'm just going to say it's his first movie, but I can't remember. It was called Laser Mission. I have that on DVD as well. So,
Yeah.
and oh, he was so bad in that, but that movie had no budget. um, yeah, it's like there's a movie floating around called Omega Cop, starring Ron Marchini, and I'm actually in it. And they actually got my name wrong in the credits, but I'm Thug number 6, and basically he just flips me over and snaps my arm, and it was just a funny thing. But he was a a martial arts guy up in Northern California, and he started filming movies, and he does these really low budget, like low budget to the Van Damme low budget movies.
Okay.
So like really bad. I mean, they're awful, but it was just fun. And I just happened to work at a video shop, and he was, doing stuff, and he goes, "Hey, you want to be in my movie?" And I was like, "Sure." To Your Ceramic Showdown, worth the watch. Oh yeah. I saw you strip down for that hot tub. I'd be frightened too. Um, the So getting back to The Crow, let's get to the scores. Cast, you were at 6. I was at an 8. Acting, you were at 6. I was at a 7. For the trailer, you went 7. I went 8. For the ending, we were both at an 8. Story, we were both at a 9. Love the story based on the comic book. Script, we were both at a 7. Cinematography, you went 7. I went 8. For direction, we were both at a 7. For the soundtrack, 10.
Oh yeah.
Across the board, we were both at a 10. And for Wild Card, which is a fantasy, we were both at an 8.
Yeah. I mean, this movie just
A, your new name is Thug, number 6. B, where can I find a copy of that movie?
Oh, that's awesome. What's up, Movie Hunter?
What's up, Movie Hunter?
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, hang on a second. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. He's looking for that movie. Thug number 6. Yeah. Brendan Lee's character, Eric Draven. When I first started having kids, I said, my first kid, if it's a boy, his name is going to be Draven. Yeah, that shit didn't happen. Ended up having 3 girls. Didn't get my son until 20-some years later. And that's
Omega Cop.
Is that Omega Man?
This is Omega Cop. This is the movie that I'm in. So
they should have put Thug number 6 on the cover.
Yeah, they should have, but I don't want to show him up. I haven't actually seen the movie, and I don't know if I'm even in it anymore. I might be cut out or whatever. But Adam West is in this too, by the way.
Really? Batman.
Yeah, Batman, the OG Batman. So yeah, I think I found this at like Dollar Tree or something.
And you're like, oh shit.
I was like, that's the movie I'm in. It's all right. Saying hi to everybody. All right. So let's get back to the scores for The Crow to finish this up.
Adele.
So Mega Cup 4K coming from Vinegar Syndrome. You'd think so, wouldn't you? I would, yeah.
I'd pre-order that, man.
I'd pre-order that. I would pre-order that. If there was a 4K of, I would like, okay, somebody's smoking something.
Sign it.
Yeah, I'd have to be like, yeah, I'd have to sign it. Yeah. I'd definitely sign it. I would sign everybody's copy for free. But you'd have to pay for shipping. So, okay, so getting back to The Crow, IMDb gave The Crow 7.5. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 84. Audience score 90. This was one of your picks. This was your first pick.
Yeah.
You gave The Crow 75. I gave it an 80.
So you went higher than I did.
I went higher than you. So total average score 77.5.
Okay, think about that. We're at movie 17, right?
We're at 19.
19, okay. Okay, we're at, what'd you say, 77?
77.5.
Okay, so number 19 movie is at 77.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means the other movies are going to be fucking high. Man, I can't wait to get to these other movies because they're just really good movies.
I know. So we're gonna hit a point where we're gonna get to a movie and we're just gonna go, oh.
I already did that, damn it, with Selena.
I know, that was with Selena. I'm pretty sure you were like, son of a bitch. What the hell, Dave? I was like that with Groundhog Day. I was like, oh, come on. All right. So 77.5. Next movie, number 18, comes in from our buddy Arnold, and that is True Lies.
I'm gonna say this right now. This is gonna be a hot take. This movie does not hold up. I don't know why everybody wants this in Blu-ray 4K. Oh,
I love this movie. I
had a hard
I would pre-order the 4K right now. I would absolutely.
I had a hard time with this movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not evident by your score, though.
Right. I mean, I seen this in theater. Again, my dad took me to see this.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember having the nostalgia of loving this movie, but for me, it did not hold up. Mm-hmm. It's just like, I don't understand why everybody's craving this movie. We need a 4K. We need a Blu-ray now. You know, yeah. I just don't.
I still enjoy my DVD. I don't know. I mean, I know this is correct. This Blu-ray is this James 4K. Cameron? Yeah. This is James Cameron, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe because it's James Cameron that people are craving a 4K. I would take a Blu-ray. I would have no problem with a Blu-ray.
Yeah, I mean, people just go crazy over this.
People are totally Jamie Lee Curtis in 4K, especially in that movie.
Yeah.
Seriously, we need a 4K of True Lies, if only for the Jamie Lee Curtis striptease. That's where I was.
Agree.
That's where I was going.
That's not a category though, striptease.
Yeah, that is a movie though.
It is
not one that I would get in 4K, but I don't know if I want to see Demi Moore in 4K.
What about greasy Burt Reynolds?
Greasy Burt Reynolds and ooh, isn't that? Was that? Yeah, that was striptease.
Yeah, I thought he was in that.
I always get striptease and showgirls mixed up because they're both just awful.
Yeah.
And I'm just not. I wasn't sure which one Burt Reynolds was in. I think it is. Yeah, greasy Burt Reynolds in striptease. It's a fun movie, but it's a solid 7. I think it's a mixture of genres, which makes it so appealing. I can see that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some really good special effects in this for the time that I think on 4K it might date itself to where it's.
I think it's Arnold's acting too.
Oh, he's awful. Just give him his one-liner jokes and it's great.
Uh-huh.
You know, you're fired. I'll take that all day. When he's yelling at the horse, what kind of cop are you? Okay, so this is from 1994. Had a budget of $100 million, which was pretty high for 94. Made $365.3 million in the box office.
Yeah.
Reynolds was in striptease, leering at Demi Moore. Yeah, greasy smoking in the bandit. Greasy smoking in the bandit. Did you kill people? Yeah, but they were all bad. It just makes me want to do the accent, and I suck at it. Okay, so getting to the scores for cast, we're both at a 10.
Yeah,
that's Jamie Lee Curtis,
that's a great cast.
Tom Arnold, Elijah Dushku. Charlton Heston.
Yeah,
what a cast! It's amazing. For acting, we're both at a 7. For the trailer, you went 7, I went 8. For the ending, you went 7, I went 9. For the story, you went 8, I went 7. For the script, we were both at a 7. Cinematography, you went 9, I went 8. For direction, you went 9, I went 8. For soundtrack, we were both at a 5. And for the wild card, being an action movie, we were both at a 10.
Yeah.
IMDb gives this movie a 7.3. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 70. Audience score 76. Both of our scores are 79.
And we got the sex box.
All right, we made it. Block. Shapoo. It's gone. Okay. No sex bots. And there's another one.
Yeah.
Go away. Really? That one just gonna.
Yeah, we got him.
Got him. He's out. I don't tolerate that.
Not Dave After Dark yet.
No Dave After Dark. I'm gonna put the music on in a bit. Okay, so 79. True Lies comes in at number 18. So we're almost at 80.
Yeah.
And we're coming in at number 17. Do you have a thought as to what number 17 is?
Let me take a look through here again.
Hold on. Before we do that, I think this was it.
I got a good guess.
Yes. Okay. I'm just gonna say right now, before we do that, that True Lies is in a 3-way tie with 2 other movies with the same score.
Really?
Yes.
So how's that done?
Same thing. Whoever got the highest individual score wins. In this case, though, 2 movies actually got the highest individual score. So, or got the same high individual score. So True Lies was the odd man out.
Okay.
Because we both gave it a 79. So the other 2 movies actually got a higher individual score, but they were both the same. So I just had to choose.
Okay.
As to which one was the better movie.
So I'm gonna guess Groundhog's Day.
We already got through that one, bro. We tanked that one.
Good Will Hunting.
Good guess, but no.
Really?
So coming in at number 17, and mind you, this is still with a 79, is Face Off.
Oh shit! I forgot about that one. I hadn't seen this in a long time, and I had fun with this.
I enjoyed this movie, and that's why I picked it. I was like, I gotta have a John Woo in here.
Yeah.
Because John Woo was like huge in the 90s, and I was like, I don't want to go Mission Impossible 2 because you grabbed the first one. I didn't want to go Hard Target, although I almost did.
I'm glad you didn't.
But I was like, no. Face Off. This was my favorite of the John Woo American John Woo films.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have gone like Hard Boiled or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I like this.
I do too.
Solid
I'm
movie.
not looking forward to the. It's not a reboot. It's kind of like a sequel.
Face Off is so freaking good. Face Off is such goofy fun. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's definitely goofy fun. No brainer. This is one. Turn your brain off.
Yep.
Watch this movie. Just enjoy the action and the craziness. Who has doves in a church? I mean, come on. No love for Broken Arrow. I like Broken Arrow.
I do too.
I just don't like Christian Slater. I'm not a Christian Slater fan, except True Romance.
Yeah, he's good in that.
And maybe Cuffs, but he was more goofy in Cuffs. But I kind of like Cuffs.
Yeah.
And you get a little Mila Jovovich in there too.
Yeah.
All right. So, Face Off is from 1997, had a budget of $80 million, made $241.2 million in the box office.
I almost picked Arlington Road, man. I really did.
And thanks for joining us, Adam.
Yeah.
But no, those did not make our list, unfortunately. But yeah, I think Unlawful Entry was on my list before I narrowed it down.
Road was on my list, but I only had it on DVD, and my DVD my DVDs were in storage.
Yeah.
So
and I turned out not to have Unlawful Entry. I didn't own it. I thought I did, but I couldn't find it. Untamed Heart. Yeah, that was pretty good. Okay. So 241.2 million in the box office. We gave it a cast of 10. Acting a 7. For trailer, you went 9. I went 8.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
It is. It's a great movie.
I forgot about it. Oh, that's a great call. I wish I would have remembered that. Damn.
Yeah, I didn't remember it either. So
Yeah.
I guess, Adam, I'm sorry, brother, but peace out. But maybe if we pick A's, I think American History X will probably be in there.
And maybe Arlington Road.
And maybe Arlington Road, too.
Yeah, I like that movie.
It's just we draft them and we just do it off the top of our heads.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's kind of on the spot. We just kind of put it together and then we go, oh crap.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But American History X is amazing. It's a great movie. It is a tough watch though.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I didn't even think about it.
Me neither.
Kind of kicking myself now, but I guess I'll deal. So let's see, 10 for cast, acting 7, trailer 9 to 8, ending you went 7, I went 8, story we were both at a 7, script we were both at a 7, cinematography you went 7, I went 8, direction we were both at an 8, little prop to John Woo. Soundtrack you went 6, I went 7. And for the wild card being an action movie, we both went 10.
Yeah, had to.
Yeah. IMDb gave this a 7.3. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 92. Audience score 82. This was my pick, so my score was an 80, and your score was a 78. So highest individual score was 80. It gets second in the three-way tie at a 79, but comes in at number 17. So number 16, which was the highest, we gave the highest out of the three-way tie. Well, I did. And this one is yours from the 3. Number 16 is Contact.
Oh, yeah. I like this movie.
I do too. Yeah. I actually thought this would go a little bit higher.
Me too.
But great movie.
Great cast.
Yeah. Amazing cast. So it's from 1997, had a budget of 90 million, made 165.9 million in the box office. So it did pretty good. For cast, we gave it a 10.
Yeah.
That was a no-brainer. Acting, we gave it an 8.
Yep.
For a trailer, we both went 6. Not a very good trailer.
No.
For ending, you went 8, I went 9. For story, we were both at an 8. For script, we were both at an 8. Cinematography, we were both at an 8. Direction, you went 7, I went 8. Soundtrack, we're both at a 5. And for the wild card sci-fi movie, we were both at a 10.
Yeah. Dell said he just watched it.
Watch it for the first time. Yeah. I'm glad you got a chance to watch
it. Perfect timing too.
Yeah. So IMDb gave this a 7.5. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 68. Audience score 78. And again, I went 80 with this and you went 78. So, like I said, I got the same individual score, but I think Contact's the better movie between Contact and Face Off. So Contact.
I agree with that.
So Contact gets the taco for that. Yeah. That's what we figured, Del. I'm glad you got to watch that. I That's one where I'd like to go back and watch that for the first time again
Yeah.
because it's definitely not what you would expect.
Mm-mm.
I enjoyed how it played out.
Me too. I don't know why this one and Frequency are I them two. I put these two movies together, and I don't know why.
I like Frequency.
Yeah.
I dig that movie. It didn't make my list,
No, me
but
neither. But I just when I think of Contact, I want to watch for. I can't say that word. Frequency.
Frequency. You want to tag team those.
Yeah.
You're like,
I want
that's
to watch.
interesting.
They're
That's
two different
interesting.
movies.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they're both kind of science fictiony,
I don't know why
but
I put those
yeah,
two
it's
movies together.
yeah. I don't think I've ever played those together, but I can kind of see it.
I don't know if it's the
Kind of
dad
the way
thing.
they play out. They're kind of. I don't want to say slow burns, but they're kind of slow burns.
Yeah, they are slow burns.
Um,
I was afraid you weren't gonna like this movie.
I love Contact. I
Yeah,
I dig it. I'm I gave it a higher score than you did.
you did. You did.
Um, but yeah, I just thought it was really interesting how Face Off got a Rotten Tomatoes critic score of 92, but Contact got a 68.
Oh wow.
And I really thought, oh, Frequency is 2000. It wouldn't have counted.
Wow. Okay. Well, I didn't.
Thanks, Adam. And I'm glad you're still on. You didn't peace out. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I'm like, did Adam really bail? Because I'd be kind of bummed if Adam bailed,
Yeah, me too.
just because we did not pick American History X.
Throw it up on that, David. American History X on there.
Okay, let's score it live right now. See where it shows up on the list.
We've been the movies in the last month or two. We've had a lot of Zemeckis. I can't say. I can't talk tonight, guys. Okay.
A lot of Robert Zemeckis.
Yes. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. I'm more than happy to translate for you, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Thank you.
yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought for sure that Frequency was like 98 or 99, but
Me
yeah,
too.
2000. I even kind of liked the series. They had a series that
I
went
never
on for
watched it.
like,
It was a CW show.
yeah, and my my wife was like following it and I watched it. I was like, okay, that's not bad. I didn't really like the actress, but she was also in another CW show, so they were just kind of, we need a place for her, so let's give her another show. I've been binging Zemeckis for over the last week for Mega Mike stream tomorrow. We're sharing our top 5 of his filmography. Nice. It's going to be a cool stream, Dell. Yeah. Yeah, I like the Spielberg one. I'm going to be on Mega Mike stream on the 8th for the Criterion post game show. So we were before the Criterion sale came on, we did a show basically saying what we were going to get from the Criterion sale,
Mm-hmm.
and then now I think it's on the 8th. We're going to talk about what we got.
And you like tripled your.
I quadrupled my Criterion collection, but that's not saying much because I only had 3 movies
I
from
wanted to get a
Criterion.
couple, but I passed. I'll probably end up
Nah.
getting them anyway.
No, I did. I got quite a few on Black Friday from Barnes and Noble because it was right there in town when I was visiting family for Thanksgiving. So, all right. So now we are ready to jump. I think we're ready to jump into the 80s with our number 15 movie. I think that's going to be the first one in the 80s. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good pick, Adam.
Number 15 is Good Will Hunting.
That was close. It was close. This movie, I didn't see this movie until a lot later in life after it came out because, hot take, I don't like Robin Williams.
I know you don't like Robin Williams.
But I like him in this movie. I'm an Affleck.
Well, this is like they wrangled him in. He didn't get a lot of.
Yeah.
He wasn't allowed to be as
Goofiness.
himself.
Yeah.
Because for Robin Williams, I mean, I am a huge fan of Robin Williams. May he rest in peace. I loved him, but I mean, it'd be Dead Poets Society for me. That would be my favorite of his. But I liked this, and I liked his creepies when he did 1 Hour Photo
1 Hour
and
Photo. Yeah.
Insomnia as the other one, I think.
Yeah.
Wow. I know. Considering the fact Good Will Hunting jumps in at number 15, we still got 14 movies above him. So there's a kitty. Unfollowed.
Yeah.
That's fine. Good Will Hunting got made because Kevin Smith helped the guys get picked.
He's a producer. Him and Scott Mosier both.
Yeah.
Producers on this. And Molly says,
yes, on Dead Poets Society. Thanks, Molly. But yeah, I love Dead Poets Society.
Yeah.
Can
I tell you something?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Dead Poets Society?
Mm-mm.
All right. When we draw D, it's happening.
When you
I'm
draw
gonna make
D.
you do. When we draw D, wait. I'm gonna.
We're drawing tonight, so
we're drawing tonight. We might get a D.
Yeah.
And somebody's getting a D. It sounds sexual, but I didn't mean it that way. All right, let's get into Good Will Hunting, shall we? Before I completely defile myself. It's from 1997. Had a budget of $10 million. Made $225.9 million in the box office. When he randomly picks D. Another yes on Dead Poets Society. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. In fact, I've got it right here behind me.
Dead Poets Society?
Dead Poets Society. It's where I have my teacher movies.
You have a category for teacher movies?
I have a category for teacher movies. It's in the drama section, but I have it subbed, so I've got that. And I've got not quite a teacher type thing, but Finding Forrester.
Yeah. That's a good movie.
Or is it Freedom Riders?
Bad Teacher.
No. Come on.
You own it.
I might have Bad Teacher.
Yeah, I do it.
I might Take the Lead with Antonio Banderas, where he teaches dance.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah, I agree. R&D Studios. It is R&D Studios, right? Yeah.
Stand and Deliver. Great movie. Yeah. Yeah. Stand and Deliver. Yeah. That's an awesome movie. We don't have Bad Teacher. Ha! I mean, No, I don't think I bought it on Blu-ray.
That's fine.
I have a whole bunch of these things. Even the coaching ones. So I have Gridiron Gang. Gridiron Gang, We Are Marshall, Glory Road, all that stuff. Anyway, so Good Will Hunting. Let's go to the scores. For cast, we were both at a 10. This has got a really good cast.
It does.
Acting, you were at a 9. I was at a 10. Because there was an Oscar winner in here.
I thought that was a screener for the writing. No direction. I think it was writing.
Might have been. It was definitely nominated.
Yeah, they won for writing, I think.
I know it won 2 Oscars. Supporting actor, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
That's why I gave it a 10. And then best writing for screenplay.
Yeah.
It won for that as well. And then it was also nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor in a Leading Role, Best Actress in a Supporting Role, Best Director, Best Film Editing, Best Music, and Best Original Score.
Damn.
So take
See, that
that,
was
Glass
before I paid
Ceiling.
attention to the Oscars.
Yeah. So really good. So anyway, acting, that's why you went 9, I went 10.
Yeah.
For the trailer, we're both at a 7. I thought the trailer was decent.
Yeah.
Ending, you went 7, I went 6. It didn't end the way I wanted it to. Story, we were both at a 9. For script, you went 9, I went 10, and that was because it won the Oscar for
Yeah.
Best
I need
Original
to start doing
Screenplay.
that.
So I always give bonuses for that.
Yeah.
Except with Gina Davis as Best Actress. And then cinematography, you went 7, I went 8. For direction, you went 10, I went 9. For soundtrack, you went 7, I went 9. Whoops. Hold on. Scratch that. I'm looking at a different movie.
Direct. You should have run
Hold
for
on.
direction.
I'm going to back up because I skipped to the next movie for like the last 3 things. So go back to script. You were at 9, I was at 10.
Mm-hmm.
For cinematography, you're both at a 7. For direction, we were both at an 8. For soundtrack, we were both at a 5. And for wild card, which is a drama, you were at 7 and I was at a 10.
Yeah, you scored this way higher than I did.
Well, we're only 4 points difference. Your pick, you scored this movie a 78. I scored it an 82. Our average score is an 80. And I forgot to do the other ones. IMDb gave it an 8.3. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 96. Audience score 94.
Oh, damn. Oh, good scores.
How about them apples? Yeah, I got amazing scores. And this was only number 15. But I did expect this to go higher than our next movie, and it didn't. And that was, I love this movie. It's really good. Comes in at number 14, and that is Primal Fear.
Oh, that's so good.
That's a good movie. That was a good movie. I loved going back and watching this again, bro. I'm glad you picked it. It was so good to rewatch.
Mm-hmm. And Edward Norton's fantastic in this.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just watching. God, I watched this. What, about a week ago? Maybe 2 weeks ago. And it was like, oh man, I loved Edward Norton in this. And I don't think I realized him when I watched this movie. I don't think I realized. I didn't know it was Edward Norton. I was like, oh, that guy was pretty good. I liked him. But after seeing him in American History X and going and watching all these other movies with him in it, and now coming back and watching this, I was like, oh my God, that's Edward Norton.
Yeah.
now I get it. Yeah, it didn't click the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until coming back and watching it again that I was like, oh yeah, well duh, that's Edward Norton. He's a good actor. So interesting. So this is from 1996. Had a budget of 30 million, made 102.6 million in the box office. So more than triple. So it made its money.
Yeah.
For cast on it, we're both at a 10 because, dude, great cast. For acting, you went 10, I went 9. Yeah. For the trailer, you went 6, I went 7. For the ending, we're both at a 10. I mean, that twist was amazing.
Oh, yeah, that was fucking cool.
That was so good. For story, we were both at an 8. For script, we were both at an 8. Cinematography, you went 7, I went 6. Direction, we were both at an 8. For soundtrack, we were both at a 6. And for the wild card, being a thriller, we were both at a 9. I think, yeah, this is a solid movie.
Mm-hmm.
So IMDb gave this a 7.7. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 77, matching IMDb. Audience score 89. This was one of your picks. You gave it an 82. I gave it an 81. Total score 81.5. Lands it in 14th place.
That's a good score, man.
Good score. All right. Coming in to number 13. And our number 13 movie is Interview with the Vampire. Another Tom Cruise movie. Good job, bro. With the Tom Cruise movies.
I think I got 3 in here, don't
I?
Yeah, I do.
I think I have 4 Tom Hanks movies.
Yeah, you haven't beat with the Hanks.
In my list. Yeah, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got 4. You got 4 Cruise movies.
Do I?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about one of them. Yeah. We can pick movies that already scored in the head-to-heads.
Yes. That's the only exception to the rule is for this is our total favorites. So these can be movies that we've already done.
Yeah.
So, and that made some of these scores a little easier to go through because we'd already scored them. So, not too, yeah.
If you guys like this movie, go to AMC and watch the TV show. Oh, so good. I think it's better than the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've DVR'd the series, but I haven't watched any of the episodes yet. I'm kind of waiting for it to finish.
It's finished.
It's finished. Okay, so I'll binge the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, so Interview with the Vampires from 1994 had a budget of $50 million, made $223.5 million.
Good return.
Good return on it.
Yeah.
And this comes from the Anne Rice books,
which I have read those whole series. If you haven't read those books, I'll do yourself a favor and do.
Yeah, great books. Great books, and they did Queen of the Damned.
We don't talk about that.
I think the soundtrack was good, but yeah,
yeah.
But they did Queen of the Damned, and they did Interview with the Vampire. What they should have done was Memnock the Devil.
I think they should have done Vampire Lestat.
That
book is fantastic.
Yeah,
even Body Thief is fantastic.
Yeah, I really think they should have done that whole series. And I know there was a big problem with Tom Cruise being Lestat in this movie.
People
bitched about it.
And Rice bitched about it.
I need to rewatch Interview with the Vampire. It's been so long. Yeah.
Do though. It's good.
Do. But it's it's good acting. I was really impressed with the acting in this.
Me too.
So let's go to the scores on it. For cast, we're both at a 10. I mean, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Christian Slater, Antonio Banderas, Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean,
it's a great cast.
It's a great cast. Stephen Ray, who's an amazing actor, and he doesn't get a whole lot of recognition. Acting, we were both at a 9. I think Kirsten Dunst wasn't that good, but I mean, she was only 10.
She's still not good.
She's still not good. She was probably better in this movie than she was in Spider-Man, but yeah, there were a couple little hokey, but for the main cast, for the most part, really good. For the trailer, you went 8, I went 9. For the ending, you went 9, I went 8. For the story, we were both at a 9. Script, you went 9, I went 8. Cinematography, you went 9, I went 8. Direction, you went 8, I went 7. Soundtrack, you went 5, I went 8. I dug the music. I don't know what it was, but I dug the music. And for the wild card, You went 7, I went 6. It's truly, even though I guess it's classified as a horror movie because it's vampires, it's not really that much of a horror movie.
No, it's not.
Queen of the Damned is campy, terrible goodness.
Yeah.
Anne Rice didn't like Cruz casting until she saw the dailies, and then she gave her approval. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Anne Rice was a big proclivitor of, I don't want Tom Cruise in this role.
Yeah.
He's not
I
Lestat.
remember that.
And then she was like, "Okay, I'll warm up to it."
Mm-hmm.
And it's sometimes you get those to where it's just the person you would least expect to fill in that role actually did a really good job.
Yeah.
And another prime example is Anne Hathaway playing Catwoman in the Dark Knight trilogy. I thought she was fantastic. I was like, no, there's no way Anne Hathaway can be Catwoman.
That's the way I felt about Heath Ledger too in Joker.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Until I saw a trailer with him as Joker, and I was like, holy crap.
I was blown away.
Yeah, I was absolutely blown away.
Yeah.
So IMDb gave Interview with the Vampire 7.5. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 64. Audience score 86. And what we're actually closer to, you gave Interview with the Vampire an 83, and I gave it an 82 for a total average score of 82.5.
That's not too bad.
No. All right, coming into, I lost part of my light. We're coming into, I was like, okay, it got kind of dark. I'm going to have to move my notebook. All right, so we're coming into number 12, getting ready to start the top 10, and we're at an hour and a half.
Hey.
So I think we're doing okay.
We are doing okay.
I think we're doing okay. Sigh, Anne Hathaway was not good as Catwoman. Oh, okay. Odell. It's okay. I still like you. I thought she did a great job.
I do too.
But I mean, of all the Catwomen, who would be your favorite? I mean, TV series or
the new one.
You like Zoe Kravitz?
Yeah. I didn't like Michelle Pfeiffer. She's so over the top. She ranks right up there with Halle Berry, I think.
Yeah, I thought she was better. And I don't think Halle Berry was as bad. I think that movie was just bad. I don't think Halle Berry was the problem with that Catwoman movie. I didn't think she was very good. I mean, I gotta go series, and I gotta go Julie Newmar or Eartha Kitt would be the original series. Mm-hmm. Eartha Kitt would be my pick because she did that, and I love that.
Sure
and
you do.
And I think, yeah, I like it. Gave me the purrs. But point being, Zoe Kravitz reminds me a lot of Eartha Kitt.
Yeah.
The way she did Catwoman reminds me a lot of how Eartha Kitt did it in the original series. So yeah. But yeah, if I had to pick from the movies, I'd pick Cynthia Rothrock because she was the stunt double for Michelle Pfeiffer. She did all the flips and kicks and junk like that.
Yeah.
So, but she didn't have to do the voice. All right. I'm biased for two reasons. I think Dark Knight Rises is terrible, and Michelle Pfeiffer is my Catwoman. Both Newmar and Kitt were great. Kravitz was good too. Okay. See, I'm kind of partial to Pfeiffer too, but I understand Rich's point because I think that whole franchise was over the top.
It's terrible.
And
I hate to say it, man. That's a hot take. I don't like.
because I,
I
I
just
think
don't know.
my least favorite character besides Max Shrek, which I love Christopher Walken, but his portrayal of Max Shrek, not a fan. Um, I love Danny DeVito, but I did not like Penguin. I did
Yeah,
not like his
that's
portrayal of
just.
Penguin.
I mean, I own the movies in 4K.
I
The
own him. I own
Steelbook,
him too.
the Steelbook set, because I had to have it because I love Batman.
Mhm.
But those movies are tough watches.
Mm.
I mean, I don't even like Jack Nicholson as Joker.
Oh, I do. I like Jack Nicholson as Joker.
I
I like
can't.
Michael Keaton as Batman. I love the fact that he was on Spider-Man: Homecoming telling everyone that he was Batman. That was probably my favorite thing. I love that on set. Okay, but let's get back to the countdown. Coming in at number 12 for our favorite 90s movies is The Sixth Sense.
Yeah,
And this is one.
I agree, though.
Yeah, that's all he can do. His voice is
Hmm.
his. It's him.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what person he's playing. I don't think I've ever seen him do anything different. Um, I love his voice though, and it's the most um, impersonated, most imitated voice because it's so distinctive. Um, anyway, so The Sixth Sense, and I think with this movie, this is for me one of the best one-time watches.
yes. You said it. You said it perfectly. You,
So
yeah,
I I have this is definitely one of my favorite 90s movies, but this is not a movie to repeat.
no. And I think the score shows it.
Yeah. Sixth Sense is a movie my wife and me had to watch a second time right after it finished. Yeah, you have to watch it a second
Uh-huh.
time. You have to go back and go, "No, that can't be right." And it's the twist.
Yeah.
And this is one of the thing um and Harrison disagrees.
I'm sorry, man.
Nah, man, Tim Burton Batman movies are the best. The Joel Schumacher ones are pretty terrible, especially Batman and Robin. Yes,
Yeah,
although
they're
as
all
a
bad.
guilty pleasure because of how bad it is. Yeah, I agree. This is one of those like Showdown in
Mhm.
Little Tokyo. It's bad.
Yeah.
I'll watch Moonfall right now. I know
Yeah.
it's not a
I'd
good
move fall.
movie.
Yeah.
But I know it's disaster candy. I know it's bad for me, but I can't stop
Hmm.
eating it. So it's
But I
just
don't
gonna
like Tim
happen.
Burton. Period.
As
I mean,
as
I'm not.
Santa Claus says, I'm gonna eat that like a plate of cookies. Because I know you went to see Violent Night.
Yeah, I did. I really like that movie.
Yeah, me too. I enjoyed that a lot. Um, but yeah, this is one where you get that twist, and like R&D says, you go back and rewatch it
Yeah.
right away to try to catch it. But then after that, you're like, once that twist is spoiled, then the movie's not as good.
See, and I'm glad this came out before the internet. You know what I mean? Because
Before it got spoiled.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm. This is a movie that wouldn't work. I mean, it would work now, but it'd get spoiled
it would
as
get
soon as they
spoiled,
had
and
the
people
premiere.
would already know. Yeah,
Yeah.
there'd be so many people on
Twitter,
YouTube,
Facebook, Instagram.
like what we're doing, um, spoiling the heck out of the end of the movie, and then people are like, "Oh crap! Why do I watch it now? Because I already know what's going
Mhm.
on." But I mean, there are other movies like this with this epic twist at the end, but I still will turn around and go watch that movie again.
Yeah.
Like Book of Eli would be a prime
Oh
example
yeah.
for me. I would
I
watch
love
Book of
it.
Eli again right now. And then that's another one where this epic twist happens, and then I was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna go back and rewatch the movie. And that's what I did with Sixth Sense, just like R&D Studios did.
Hmm.
But after that, there's another one called Identity with John Cusack, Ray Liotta. It's It's got this huge cast in it. I don't know if you've seen it, but
You lost me with John Cusack.
okay, I probably did. There's a few. I got a few movies like that. The Uninvited is another one that's like that. But it's where this monumental twist happens. But then once you know that twist, it kind of spoils watching the movie again
Yeah.
because you don't have that surprise. So that's kind of where I was getting to. The Sixth Sense is
Yeah.
one of the best '90s movies to watch once, or to maybe go back and rewatch after you get the twist, and then you kind of put it on the shelf and save it for someone that hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
And then oh dude, I gotta blah blah. Yeah. Um dude, it's so good, but yeah, you can't watch it over and over again. Evan disagrees. Sixth Sense is rewatchable. So many themes to deal with: child abuse, forgiveness, history,
Yeah.
not
I
just a
agree.
twist. Okay. I agree with that.
Me too.
Um I'm not gonna watch a movie for child abuse. I'm I'm not gonna watch,
I
but
don't think he means a child abuse.
I
Like,
know, but I
yeah.
understand that. But my point is, I don't know. It just, I know everything else that happens, and I don't need to watch that again
Yeah.
because I've already got that in my head. I already know everything that happens, and there's not. I don't know. There aren't enough layers for me to go and rewatch that over and over.
Yeah.
And you know, as entertaining as it was the first time, once the ending is spoiled, I'm not really as I wasn't really as entertained. I went back and watched it, and it didn't live up to my expectations, but I scored it based on my initial watch
Yeah.
more so than the rewatch. But Evan, if you love rewatching it, you go ahead. I'm absolutely, that's, yeah, like I said, subjective. It's just my
Yeah.
opinion.
We'll never
Um,
judge for what
I will
we.
never I will never judge. I will
Mhm.
never
Unless you made
disagree
me
with
watch
anybody
Exit,
who doesn't
then I'll
like
judge you.
Groundhog Day or Princess Bride. I will never look down upon that person. I will still keep them on the show.
I don't know, Evan. Looks like you're my understudy
You,
now.
you might you, but I don't know if you think Six Sense is Roger. No, we might have to discuss you being on the show. Um, but yeah, Identity. Yeah, I like Identity, but yeah, once the ending is spoiled, once I know what's going on, I don't I don't need to go back and rewatch it. Okay. Um, where were we? Let's do the scores.
Yeah.
But let's do the thing. Oh, 1999 had a budget of $40 million, made 672.8 million in the box office.
And that's because of word of mouth.
Yeah.
Once that word got out,
Once that word got out that there was
yeah.
this monumental twist to it, and this is where M. Night Shyamalan became a household name.
Yep.
Um, so for cast, you gave it a 6. I gave it an 8. For acting, we were both at a 9. This is one where Toni Collette and Haley Joel Osment are brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Willis was kind of
Bruce Willis.
He was
Yeah.
Bruce Willis. For the trailer, we both gave it an 8. Ending, we both gave it a 10. That's the
Mm-hmm.
key to this movie is the ending. For the story, you went 8. I went 9. For the script, we both went 9. Cinematography, we both went 7. Direction, you went 8. I went 10 because I think this was M. Night Shyamalan's home run, so I gave him a 10 for it.
I like Signs better.
I like Signs. I enjoyed it. I I like Sixth Sense and Unbreakable better than Signs, but I did like it. Soundtrack, you went 5, I went 6. And for the wild card being a thriller, supernatural thriller, you went 9, I went 10. IMDb gives us an 8.2. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 86. Audience score 90. I went 86. You went 79 for a total average score of 83.5.
Damn.
Dell says, no, not Signs.
I like Signs a lot.
Not watching for child abuse, for exposing it. Never heard of that type of child abuse until that movie. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, but I've got stories to tell you. But anyway, we will move right along to our number 11 movie as we're getting closer and closer to our top 10. Gonna bump up the speed just a little bit. Our number 11 movie is Mission Impossible.
Another
Yet another Tom Cruise.
Cruise.
Lovely Tom Cruise. Mission Impossible's from 1996, had a budget of 80 million, made 457.7 million in the box office, 10 million on video. I
These
got the
movies are
video.
juggling.
This was a great movie. It was so much fun to watch. And I remember seeing this in theater too.
Evan.
Signs is like a movie about Superman flying to a planet made of kryptonite.
You're right.
Yeah. It's like, really? Water? All right. Turner, you are now back on my good side. Signs is great. Love that movie. But I love The Village and Lady in the Water. Okay. Maybe you should go. No, I'm just kidding. I did not like The Village. That was where my love for M. Night Shyamalan ended.
Yeah.
For me, Mission Impossible is such a great movie. Just showed my 11-year-old son, and he loved it. Made me happy he didn't think it was boring. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike
It's a
some of
good
the
film.
movies that Rich has played for his daughter,
Yeah.
she let you slide with that last one.
She did.
She did. She was like, it was good. I'll let you give it. Let you get a win. I think she was just tired. I'm just done. We're just.
Yeah.
She felt sorry for you.
Well, she did.
Yeah. I like The Village, but I saw that twist coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Oh
you
yeah.
did.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
I think I was a few minutes into it, and I was like, "Here's what's gonna happen," and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's get into the scores for Mission Impossible. For cast, you went 8. I went 9. For acting, you went 8. I went 7. For trailer, you went 8. I went 9. For the ending, we were both at a 9. Story, you went 9. I went 8. Script, you went 9. I went 8. Cinematography, you went 9. I went 8. For direction, we were both at a 7. Excuse me, 8. Soundtrack, we were both at a 7. And for the wild card, being an action movie, you went 10. I went 9. IMDb gives this a 7.1. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 66. Audience score 71. You gave this movie an 85.
Oh, damn.
I gave it an 82 for a total average score of 83.5. So it actually tied with The Sixth Sense. But at an 85, you had the highest individual score, so it actually gets the higher place. All right. Coming into the top 10, what do you think is our number 10 movie? We're more than halfway done, but we're halfway through the countdown. We got 10 movies left.
I am going to go Shawshank Redemption.
Interesting. Shawshank is going to come in a little bit higher. Our number 10 movie is Tombstone.
Okay. That was your pick, right?
Yes, this was my pick.
Yeah.
This is my first pick of the
Yeah.
of the 90s. And it was your pick in the T's.
Yeah.
So we actually already had this scored.
I enjoyed this movie.
Remember, Limp Bizkit's had a hit off Mission Impossible soundtrack.
Yeah.
Can't remember if it was 1 or 2.
I think it's 3.
I believe you're right. Yep. I'm Your Huckleberry, Val Kilmer. Yeah, we got some Confession. I don't really like any Mission Impossible movies until Rogue Nation.
I understand that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think
How would you like one of them?
Rogue. Yeah, I think Rogue Nation,
Fallout.
and Fallout. Those were really good.
No, it's fantastic.
Um,
Yeah. And I'm excited for the new one.
Yeah.
I'll be there opening night.
I will not, but I will. I will probably see it in the theater. It's not. I'm not an opening night person anymore. I'm just not.
I am.
Um,
Got something down here, sorry. Something bothering me.
okay, so as we already did the scores on this. So Tombstone is from 1993. It had a $25 million budget, made $56.5 million in the box office.
I have seen
Mission Impossible, Dave likes because Tom Cruise is running. He loves a good runner. You darn right I love a good runner. I don't want you to look like a goober when you're running.
That's right. I have seen it.
Did either of you guys see the 1995 movie Dead Man Walking starring Sean Penn? Yes.
It is a good movie, but I don't like Sean Penn. So.
He's not. I'm not a Sean Penn movie fan either, nor Susan Sarandon. Good movie, but yeah. And Ghost Protocol. See, that's what I like. Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Fallout. I like that.
Yeah.
That group.
I agree.
My hot take is I didn't care for 3 as much as I thought I would. I liked Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
But there was something about that movie that bugged me, and I still can't put my finger on it.
And if you guys don't have those in 4K, definitely get them in 4K because they look fantastic.
Yeah. Tombstone is another one I need to rewatch. Yep.
Yeah, it's good though.
So we're gonna whip through this one. Cast, we were at a 10. Acting, you went 9, I went 10. Trailer, you went 6, I went 8. Tombstone, E. Alex, what's up, brother? Ending, we're both at a 7. Story, you went 8, I went 10. Script, you went 8, I went 9. Cinematography, you went 6, I went 9. Direction, you went 7, I went 10. There's the train.
Yep.
I think it's a couple minutes early. For soundtrack, you went 5, I went 8. And then for wild card, it's a Western, 10.
Yeah.
This is my number 1 Western of all time. Spoiler alert to Harrison, so I might be on his Western show. Tell him I'm coming and I'll coming with me. Yes. But IMDb gives us a 7.8. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 72. Audience score 94.
Damn.
I gave this movie a 91. You gave it a 76.
My bad.
Like I said, but this was the second biggest difference in our scores.
Yeah. I still enjoyed the movie a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And you talked about it because this had a lot to do with your dad.
Yeah.
When you picked it for the teas. Yeah. So our average score is 84, but it comes in at number 10 on our list.
Wasn't there one week like the number 1 movie was like an 85 or something in the 80s? One week.
Mm-hmm.
And then where we at now?
Yeah.
Alex. Turning on my bad side again. You're fired. Sorry, Heaven.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Block. Go away. There it goes. Um, but yeah, I think this is the greatest Western of all time for me.
I agree.
Well, bye. um, but anyway, so let's jump into number 9, and at number 9 comes another Tom Cruise movie. It is A Few Good Men.
Oh, I love this movie.
Yeah, this is a great movie.
It is.
And we did review this before with your favorite dramas, but we scored it based on the genre. So we actually added the scores for wild card,
Yeah.
direction, and soundtrack, and
Alex, it's a great movie.
took out the other stuff. Oh, if you get a chance, brother, check this out.
And 4K for courtroom drama.
I'm still waiting for the 4K. You said you love the 4K, and
I like the 4K, man.
I've got it on my list. I was hoping I could get it to drop for Black Friday, and it never did.
Just keep an eye out.
So I'm gonna keep an eye out. This and Glory, I'd like to get that in 4K as well.
I like that too.
So A Few Good Men is from 1992. Had a budget of 33 million, made 236.5 million in the box office. For getting to the scores for cast, we were both at a 10. This has got a stellar cast. A Few Good Men, so great. Aaron Sorkin, love everything he writes. Before Lucy movie on Prime. That movie is terrible.
I like it.
Question: what does your hashtag have? Sports movies. It might be that I copied it over from another stream. Because I know we did our top 10 sports movies.
Yeah, we did.
So I think I've copied and added to it. So it's probably just mixed up in there somewhere. Great Navy court drama. Just helped get JAG on NPC, then NCIS and CBS. Yeah. Because NCIS is a spinoff of JAG. And then NCIS went crazy. And now there's like 4 NCISs. Truth told, I'm not stressed about getting a 4K for a courtroom drama. I'll grab it if I can get it really cheap. Yeah, that's I'm waiting for the price to go down. If I can get it for a good price.
I didn't own it when I bought it, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna grab the 4K. I think it was like $15. And I was like, oh shit, this looks really good.
Yeah, I'd get it for under 15. But yeah, it's right now in the 20 to 25 range. And I'm like,
hell no, don't pay for that.
I'm not gonna do that. Yeah. But yeah, I was hoping I'd see it for $9.99 on Black Friday, and then no, I didn't get it. But I did get some stuff, so I'm pretty happy about that. All right. Let's see. I don't know where we left off. So cast 10, we're both at 10 for acting. We're both at a 9 for the trailer. Let's take that off. We're both at a 10 for the ending. For story is the first one where we differ. You were at a 9, I was at an 8. For script, we were both at a 9. Cinematography, we were both at a 6. Direction, we were both at an 8. For soundtrack, you went 4, I went 5. And for the wild card being courtroom drama, we were both at a 10.
Yeah.
So IMDb gave this a 7.7. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 83. Audience score 89. Our score, both of us gave it an 85.
So close.
Yeah. So it makes number 9 on our countdown. I think that's good. That's a solid place for it.
Yeah. I'm happy with that one.
Yep. Me too. I'm also happy with what takes the number 8 spot, because this is another one that we scored in our favorite dramas. and that was, or no, I scored it in a piece. This was Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I was going to score it in favorite dramas, but I didn't. I ended up going with something else, and then wanted to do Philadelphia for our piece for sure. Again, same type of thing. We scored it, but we did score this. I think we scored this using the new format, so I had all the scores for it. This is from 1993, and this is one of my Tom Hanks ones.
Yeah.
And of course Denzel Washington, who's amazing in this too.
Mm-hmm.
1993 had a budget of 26 million, made 201.3 million in the box office.
And that's 93 money.
And 93 money.
That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. So for cast, you were at 6. I was at a 7. Acting, we were both at a 10. For the trailer, you went 8. I went 9. Ending, we were both at a 10. Story, you went 10. I went 8. Script, we were both at a 9. Cinematography, you went 6. I went 7. Direction, you went 8. I went 9. Soundtrack, you went 10. I went 9. And wild card, being a courtroom drama, you went 9. I went 10. IMDb gave this one a 7.7. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 80. Audience score 89. I gave this an 88. You gave it an 86 for a total average score of 87.
I really like this movie.
It's a great movie.
Tom Hanks is fantastic.
Yeah. And it takes number 8 in our countdown. All right. Coming in at number 7 is another Tom Hanks movie, and that is Apollo 13.
Yeah.
This is from 1995. Had a budget of 65 million.
Hey, thanks for watching, Michael. Good night, man.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. Anyway, budget of 65 million, made 335.8 million in the box office. For cast, we're both at a 10. Acting, we're both at a 10. Trailer, you went 10, I went 8. Ending, you went 8, I went 10. Story, you went 8, I went 9. Script, you went 8, I went 9. Cinematography, I think we're both at a 9. I know you went a 9. I can't read my handwriting for my own, but I think I gave it a 9 as well. Direction, you went 8, I went 9. Soundtrack, you went 6, I went 7. And for wild card, you went 9, I went 8. IMDb, I feel like a broken record, also gave this a 7.7, just like Philadelphia. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 96. Audience score 87. I went 89. You went 86 for a total average score of 87.5.
I thought this movie was boring. I mean, I still liked it, but it's just I enjoy, I think, Philadelphia a little bit more. For me.
Interesting. Because you gave them both the same score.
Yeah. I mean, I did, but I mean,
Yeah.
I think I had more fun. And fun isn't the right word to say when you watch Philadelphia, but I mean, I don't know what the right words to use.
I don't know what the right words are either. I mean, I found myself
I was more invested in Philadelphia.
That makes sense. I was more entertained with Apollo 13 because I'm a big fan of the whole,
Mm-hmm.
going to the moon and all that kind of stuff, and that whole story about them, almost dying and having to turn around and come back home
Right.
was, I thought it was amazing. I thought Gary Sinise did an amazing job.
He's a very
Um,
underrated actor.
yeah, it was I thought it was a great movie, and I would put it a little bit higher than Philadelphia personally, but I love them both. I would watch them both.
I think I would pick Philadelphia to watch before I would
Yeah,
Apollo 13 again.
and that's the impression I got when when you were talking about it. All right,
Because I think I
so
messaged you and I was like, holy shit, I hadn't seen this. So I don't remember what I said, but I was like, I'm so glad you picked it.
yeah, it's like, man, it's been so long
Yeah.
since I've seen this.
And I didn't appreciate it when I first saw it.
Hmm. All right, so let's go to number 6, and then we will hit our top 5. Oh, we got some more comments. I missed some because I had dinner with family. Did Toy Story make the list or About make the list? No, Toy Story did not make the list. I'm sorry. Dell says I own Apollo. I've seen, but how Apollo 13, but I haven't seen it yet. For shame, I know. The 2 movies were Hanks back to back, Oscar winnies. Yep.
No.
Gary Sinise's proper name is Captain Dan. It's Lieutenant Dan. He only made first mate of the ship. Magic legs. Um, Toy Story not making the list. Are you sure? Coming the best of the 90s.
See, I didn't think to pick any animation.
I didn't
I
pick
really
any
didn't.
animated movies. Yeah, I didn't.
Uh-uh.
I was like, we didn't pick any animated movies.
Uh-uh.
I was, but
Yeah,
yeah,
just
I like I said,
Toy Story's not a movie I go to.
we're on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
We draft the movies right off the top of our heads, and that's what we come up with. So, um, yeah,
And it's a little stressing at times too.
yeah. We get put on the spot, and you're like, "I'll pick this one," and I'm like, "Really? You're picking that one?" I picked Neighbors. Why did you pick Neighbors?
That was my one bad pick. I was like, oh shit, you ain't gonna let that one go.
No, I hated that you made me watch that.
Me too. I hated myself for picking it.
I was like, why did I pick this? No, I still think your worst pick was Valentine.
Yeah, you're right.
I
I
still
picked
think your
that.
worst pick was
Yeah.
Neighbors is close, but you are forgiven. Tell my brother, it's fine. You're totally forgiven. Yes, but he will from now on be named Lieutenant Dan. Always remember to take care of your feet. Um, okay, let's get to the number 6. Number 6 movie, just barely missing the top 5, is Boys in the Hood.
Oh man, my one hope. I love this movie. I remember I've probably seen this movie 100 times. And Ice Cube, Cuba Gooding Jr., Lawrence Fishburne. Um, is it Tay Diggs? Is that his name? No, it's not Tay Diggs. Who's the brother? What's his name?
Was Morris Chestnut?
Morse. There you go. Yeah, I love this movie. I had the VHS, I had the DVD, I had the Blu-ray, now I have the 4K. Bought this movie multiple times.
Yeah. And this is from 1991. And I got to this is a tough watch for me. And I talked to you about it.
Yeah.
It was this movie and the movie Colors, both both got like opening night shootings happened in my town where I lived in. So I never went to the theater to see this. I think, at opening night of Boys in the Hood, 7 people were killed in front of the theater
Oh damn.
on opening night. and I think it was 11 or 12 with colors.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Yeah, but I get how it'd be hard to watch.
Yeah.
Either they
Either they don't
don't know.
know, don't show, or don't care about what's going on in the hood. Yep.
Yeah,
So two mentions that are great: Iron Giant and Notting Hill are great movies. I'm assuming Notting Hill. You assumed correctly. Notting Hill would not make my list.
me
I'm
neither.
I'm
I don't like
I
it.
love Iron Giant, but yeah,
Yeah,
nothing animated hit our list.
yeah,
Unfortunately, because Toy Story is great. It's just
yeah.
it's not.
It didn't cross our
If
minds. I mean,
if
really.
my if this were the 90's and my kids were back younger, because I mean my oldest son was born in 92. My kids were born 92, 93, and 95. So in that area, I would have been like Toy Story all day.
Yeah,
And I got so sick of that movie that we watched that and Nightmare Before Christmas. I hate that movie
I
now.
don't like it. It's Tim Burton. I see. I'm out.
Yep. Boys in the Hood's one of my all-time favorite. It's a
Yeah,
great movie. And I and this is an amazing movie, but this is not because of the experience,
hmm
I have trouble watching this. Where some movies the experience makes you want to watch the movie again. Like for me, Independence Day, because the experience of watching it on opening night. I love to watch this movie. Boys in the Hood is one that I dread watching because
yeah,
of that incident. Um, and I still to this day do not have colors on my shelf.
yeah.
Um, but Boys in the Hood I do have, so I did watch it.
John Singleton just recently passed not too long ago.
Hmm.
Uh,
But okay, so let's get into it. It's from 1991, had a budget of 6.5 million and made 57.5 million in the box office.
yeah,
For cast, we're both at a 10. Acting, we're both at an 8. For the trailer, you went 10, I went 7. For the ending, you went 10, I went 8. Story, you went 10, I went 8. For script, we were both at a 9. Cinematography, you went 7, I went 8. Direction, you went 10, I went 9. Soundtrack, you went 7, I went 9. I did really like the soundtrack in this. And for wild card, we both went 9. IMDb gave this a 7.8. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 96. Audience score 93. You went 90 for this movie. I went 85 for a total average score of 87.5,
yes,
taking the number
boy.
6 spot. So number 6, 87.5.
Yeah,
This is probably higher than a third of our countdowns.
yeah.
And we've still got 5 movies to go. All right. So what do you think takes the number 5 spot?
I am gonna go with Shawshank.
You are right on the money, my friend. Good job. All right. Shawshank Redemption is from 1994, had a budget of 24 million, made only 28.4 million in the box office.
Mm.
Like it was said earlier, this
Yeah,
movie made most of its money on video sales and TV. Um,
yeah.
I, in my opinion, I think this is one of the greatest movies ever made.
I kind of
Just,
agree.
just kind of throwing it out there. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
not. It's not Schindler's List or something like that, but this is like, it's rewatchable. It checks all the boxes. It's a good cross genre movie. It covers a lot of things. It's got great acting. It's got a huge cast. Um, and it's also based on a Stephen King book, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, um, let's see. Iron Giant came out in the mid 1999. So most people think of it as early 2000s film in their minds. Okay. Yeah, I would have thought Iron Giant was 2000.
Me too.
Yes to Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Iron Giant, and The Lion King. I wasn't a Lion King fan. I'm not.
I like Lion King a lot.
I'm. I like one and
Why
a
don't you like
half.
lions, David? What's wrong with lions?
I don't like cartoon lions.
Evan, he's
I
off the show. You're in.
it's my show.
Oh damn!
If I'm
This
off
will
the
mute
show,
me.
then everybody's off the show. I didn't say I didn't. I don't care for Lion King.
There's
It's a
no
good
bad.
movie, but I'm not. I'm not a fan of animated movies. It's just not. Um, and it kind of like animals are talking. It's a cartoon. I let that slide. But
Right.
animals that talk, I have a problem with. And I have a problem with musicals, so I don't like singing.
Right.
And there's
I get
singing,
it.
so it kind of checks two boxes that I don't like.
Aladdin. Yeah, I like Aladdin.
Aladdin, but that's Robin Williams, and that kind of throws a sour. You know, it's animated though, so I don't know how you feel about Aladdin, even though because Robin Williams plays the genie. Rich.
What? I'm sorry. I was reading. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I was reading the comments. Um, he does play the genie, but
Yeah, he does. But I mean,
I don't see him.
did you don't see him, so it
I
doesn't
don't
bother
see
you
him.
as bad? Okay,
Mm-mm.
that's what I was trying to
See,
get
that's
to.
why I don't like.
Best
Um,
story. A woman
uh,
slapped King in the face.
what is the movie he dressed up as a woman?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, I can't stand that movie. The
I,
visual
I
of him. Rest
I
in
take
peace.
Beauty and the Beast is better than the Lion King. Lion King is
I agree.
overrated. Thanks,
I
Harrison.
agree.
I agree with that.
I
I,
agree.
I like Beauty and the Beast. Shawshank is great, but it always feels one scene too long. Maybe I'm just being too hard on it. Okay, that's interesting. I'd like to go back and watch that and see how I feel about that. Um, but okay, let's go to the scores. For cast, we were both at a 7.
Yeah.
Acting, and this is one that we reviewed back in the dramas. Acting, we were both at a 10.
Oh, just a second. With the acting, is this the movie that kind of like catapulted Morgan Freeman? Because it seems like around this time he just took off. Is this the movie that did it,
Hmm.
or was it this or Driving Miss Daisy? Which one
Driving
came?
Miss Daisy. Driving Miss Daisy would have done it.
Okay, because I don't remember which one came out first.
Driving Miss Daisy was 89, so it came out before this.
Oh wow, 89.
Yep.
Oh shit, we're old.
Yep. Been trying to tell you that.
You did.
And then Glory, because Glory would have been my pick, because
Yeah,
Morgan Freeman was amazing in Glory, and that was also 89. So
yeah. But I feel
those
like there
two.
was just one movie where he just took off.
It was Driving Miss Daisy. It was Driving Miss Daisy for sure. Glory was Morgan Freeman's shine also, yeah. I think more so Glory is Denzel Washington's shine, because I
Yeah,
really think
I
that's
do
when
too.
Denzel Washington hit the map for me. Driving Miss Daisy came out in the 80s, but Glory I think was a breakthrough. See, I would pick Glory, but I think the populace it was Driving Miss Daisy that was the launch point for Morgan Freeman. Robin Hood made him a
Oh, I
big
forgot he was
time
in there.
paid actor. That got him on the mainstream stuff.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Good call, Evan.
absolutely. And we
Wow.
got that 4K coming too.
Yeah, that's overseas. That's an Arrow.
Yeah.
Um,
I haven't ordered it. I'm gonna
I
wait
have to
and
wait till it comes.
hope,
It's so
hopefully get
expensive.
a US one. Anyway, okay, so we left off at acting. Acting, we were at a 10.
Sorry.
That's okay. Trailer, we were at an 8. Ending, we were both at a 10. Story, we were both at a 10. Script, we were both at a 10. Cinematography, we were both at a 10. Direction, we were both at an 8. Here's where we differ. Soundtrack, you went 5, I went 8. And for wild card, you went 8, I went 10. Otherwise, we're pretty much right on the money. Just those last two. And so IMDb, and oh, check this out. IMDb gave it a 9.3. And I rarely see that with IMDb.
Yeah.
Anything over a 9 on an average score. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 91. Audience score 98. I gave it a 91. You gave it an 86. Total average score 88.5. And it takes our number 5 spot.
Yeah, that just blows my mind. I think I know what movie's number 1 because I think it was number 1 when we.
I'm thinking I'm thinking you're on the right track because it was number 1 previously, and I don't think we've scored anything that high.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But something came close to beating it. And I was like, whoa. And it was kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
So I put a little poll online as to which movies were going to get the highest score. And it's really kind of a toss up. So I did a poll on YouTube, and YouTube was a tie between Terminator 2 and Jurassic Park. And Twitter was primarily Terminator 2, but there were some votes for Forrest Gump. So
I fell in love with Forrest Gump after you picked all over again. After you picked it, I was like, "Oh, this movie is so good."
Nice. Yeah, I love Forrest Gump. I do, and there's some hate out there for it, but I'm like,
we ignore that.
I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I mean, we talk about this whole, this whole time, and we talk about every week is that opinions are subjective. Movies, some movies, we think that someone's going to like a movie, but they're going to turn out and they don't like it, and we're like, okay, I don't get that, but okay. And then some people like a movie, and you're going, I don't understand why you like that movie.
Right.
But Groundhog Day. But no, it doesn't. But we try not to have.
These top 5 movies are all good. So with that, to me, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm really like the whole top 10 here.
Yeah.
Is phenomenal. And yeah, these top 5 are, any one of these could have made the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
It really just a matter of what category. If we were scoring them based on genre, it might be totally different. But we scored them just as a straight movie, not based on their genre. So, and I think that made it a little bit more even. That being said, coming in at number 4, which was kind of a shock to me, I expected this to be fighting for the top spot, really. But coming in at number 4 is Jurassic Park.
Yeah. I had issues last time I watched this. So I think that lingered with me a little bit.
Okay. And this is interesting because this was one of your picks. And I was like, oh man, that's got to be absolutely one of the best movies of the 90s.
Is it though, really? Is it?
I think so. I mean,
I had problems.
But for a totally different reason than Shawshank. I think Shawshank is one of the best for its acting, the story, the whole concept, the way it goes through, the way it plays out. Jurassic Park is more visual like the
Exactly.
special effects, the action, the intensity,
Yeah.
the monsters,
Even
that
though I
kind of
gave
stuff.
this a high score ish, I don't know. I wish I could take some of it back.
Hmm.
I really do, because I think this movie's flawed.
Interesting.
Compared
This
to,
because this movie actually tied with Shawshank.
I was going to say, I think so. I can't talk. Whatever.
That
Redemption
one.
is
Yeah.
a better film than Jurassic Park,
Oh,
because I think there's more heart, there's more substance.
yep. I should have.
It is not popcorn.
Yeah, Shawshank would have won the tie. I don't know why I switched it, but oh well. It takes the number 4 spot. But anyway, so Jurassic Park is from 1993. But most of the votes, a lot of votes came in for Jurassic Park being the best movie of the 90s.
I get it, because it was the first of its kind.
Yeah. Jurassic Park was Spielberg saying, I was good in the 80s, but I'm going to kick it into 90s with a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so 1993 had a budget of 63 million, which is actually lower than I expected. I thought the budget was higher than that. But it made 1.04 billion in the box office in 93.
Oh, that's probably like 3 billion now.
That's like that would erase the deficit, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least put a nice dent in it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what's this? True story, The Godfather was IMDb's number 1. When The Dark Knight came out, fanboys flooded site with 10s for The Dark Knight, and 1s for The Godfather. IMDb caught wind, changed up their formula, and then Shawshank became number 1. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic Park has it as the biggest movie goops. T-Rex cage, no cliff, and then cliff. Ah.
Yeah, I know what you
Huh.
say. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I remember that. Okay. Let's go to the scores. So for cast, you were 8. I was at a 9. Acting, we were both at an 8. For the trailer, we're both at a 10. I think that's probably my favorite trailer.
Yeah, it's a great trailer.
Ending, you went 9. I went 10. Story, you went 10. I went 8. Script, we both were at an 8. Cinematography, we were both at a 10. Direction, you went 10. I went 9. Soundtrack, we were both at an 8. And for wild card, being could be sci-fi, more of an action movie, I think, with monsters. We both gave it an 8 for the wild card. IMDb gave this an 8.2. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 92. Audience score 91. So those are pretty even. You gave this movie an 89, and I gave it an 88 for a total average of 88.5. And yeah, but because I gave Shawshank a 91, it actually got the higher individual score. So Shawshank should have won the tie.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
but Jurassic Park got 4th place. So, but they got the same score.
yeah.
All right. Top 3. Here we go. And I think we're both in agreement. We know what's going to be number 1 here. But
Yeah.
so what do you think takes the number 3 spot?
Terminator 2.
Okay. No. The number 3 spot goes to Forrest Gump.
Oh, that's what I figured was going to win.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
So,
Yeah. Oh man,
So
I had just figured this movie was gonna win.
not quite.
Oh damn! Then I don't know what I was thinking.
What did I say?
Because this movie, when you picked
Jurassic
this,
Park. Okay. What did Evan say? 90s also had long theater
mm-hmm,
runs too and took forever to come to rental. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
yeah,
Jurassic Park was in the theater for like a year
yeah,
at least. Jurassic Park is flawed, but those problems are easy to overlook. Yeah, totally. I have no clue what the number Selena kickoff, Groundhog Day kickoff. I don't, and of course we don't have Toy Story or Iron Giant. What the hell is going on with this list? Forrest
right.
Gump is number 3.
I thought this was our number one.
I I I thought you knew.
No, I didn't know that.
I uh, okay. So so yeah. So Forrest Gump, we scored it in our Fs, and it was number 1 in our favorite movies that start with F. Um, from 1994, it had a budget of 55 million, which again I think was pretty low for what they did, but it made 679.8 million in the box office.
Adele, look at Adele's comments.
Let's see. Forrest Gump has great writing, acting, and a great soundtrack. Yes. The stream is like a box of chocolates. You never know what Forrest Gump is going to get snubbed for the top spot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The score is the score. It doesn't necessarily mean that's our favorite. We took our favorites
Mm-hmm.
and we score them. The score doesn't necessarily reflect how much we like it, but it was interesting. I I would have put Forrest Gump probably higher.
Me
I don't
too.
know if I don't know if I'd have put it at number 1. I honestly don't.
But I forgot. I forgot there's another movie on this list, and now I know what number one is. Yeah, yeah. I just checked.
Um, but
This movie's
okay,
fantastic.
it is. This is an amazing film. Um, for cast, we gave it a 10. Acting, we gave it a 10. Trailer, you went 8. I went 10. For ending, we're both at a 10. For story, you went 8. I went 10. For script, you went 8. I went 9. Cinematography, you went 8. I went 10. Direction, you went 8. I went 9. This is another Zemeckis.
Mm-hmm.
Soundtrack, you went 7. I went 8. And for wild card, we're both at an 8. So IMDb gave this an 8.8. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 79. Audience score 96. I gave this movie, this was one of my picks, I gave this movie a 94. You gave it an 85 for a total average score of 89.5.
And that's number 3.
And that's number 3.
It's number
And
3.
almost hit the 90 mark.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 more left.
And number 2 fits.
And number 2 is one that we haven't done. And this score kind of came as a surprise to me, but it's an amazing movie. And our number
Mm-hmm.
2 movie is The Green Mile.
Yeah, no, I still picked her on. Yeah, I thought, never mind. Yeah. Damn, I'm off today.
I think Back to the Future 3 is better. Is the better Zemeckis film of the 90s. I do like Forrest and Lieutenant Dan, but Jenny is absolutely terrible. She makes it hard for me to watch the film. Okay.
See, I think that's what makes it more. She, I want to say she grounds the film.
I think she's supposed to be terrible. I
Yeah.
just because she's like she's an awful person, but Forrest is just
In love with
absolutely
her.
devoted
Yeah.
to her. It's like I was a
Because
kid seeing Forrest Gump in the theater, just at the age that made watching the naked guitar player really award winning next to my mom. Yeah. It was like watching Magic Mike next to your mother-in-law. Jenny is the villain. Yes.
I
I agree with that.
agree.
Jenny is the villain. Jenny caused all kinds of problems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the Green Mile from 1999 takes our number 2 spot. Had a budget of $60 million, made $290.7 million in the box office. And this is the one where I got to meet Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh, really?
Yes. This is my name drop.
Nice.
I was working in pro wrestling and they just got through filming Scorpion King and I met him backstage at a SmackDown show. And I was actually standing next to 2 giant wrestlers. So I had John Heidenreich, who was 6'6", 320 pounds, and Nathan Jones, who was 6'8", 360 pounds. They both had small stints in the WWE. And Michael Clark Duncan walks by, stops, comes back, thinking that these 2 are my bodyguards. And I actually have a picture of me with those 2 wrestlers at that show. And you can see it's like, holy crap, Dave looks like a baby. I want to show it. I don't know if I can find it really quick though, but I'm gonna try. Anyway,
This movie's fantastic.
that's a great movie.
Another Tom Hanks movie.
Anyway, so okay, so here's the picture. This is from my wrestling days, and so
Hold on, let me take the comments off.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So on looking at the picture on the right side is Nathan Jones, and on the left side is John Heidenreich. And I went backstage with them. We went to go basically meet Steven Regal and Vince McMahon, because Steven Regal was actually going to be on our show for UPW, and I was the director of the show, so I was going to go over his music and talk to him about stuff. But that shows you how big those guys were to me. So Adele's not a fan of the Green Mile. Can you believe it? Never seen the Green Mile. If you get a chance, Evan,
Yeah, dude,
take a
definitely
look
watch
at it. My dad made me watch it at 12, and Saving Private Ryan wasn't emotionally the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I get it. Of course, in 1999, I was almost 30. So, Molly, you're so young.
She was very young.
But thank you for being here anyway. um, anyway, but I met Michael Clark Duncan. He basically stopped, turned around, came back, and approached me, and basically said, "With bodyguards like this, you must be important." and he held out his hand to shake my hand.
Oh, that's cool.
And as he did that, Nathan Jones, who I kid you not is gigantic. I mean, dwarfed Michael Clark Duncan, and he's a big dude. Nathan Jones puts his hand on Michael Clark Duncan's chest and says, "Don't touch the man." And I've never seen him look so scared in his life. Michael Clark, oh shit. And I was like, Nate, it's okay. It's all right. Shook hands with him, talked to Michael Clark Duncan for a while. Really nice guy. But once he found out I wasn't worth anything, he left.
He took off.
He took off. He's like, oh, screw you, bro. You don't like Pulp Fiction. But but getting back to the Green Mile, we both gave it a cast of 10. It's got an amazing cast.
Mhm.
Acting is a 10. I think Michael Clark Duncan won the Oscar for this movie, right?
No, I have no idea.
I'm gonna go. He was nominated, but he didn't win. That's what it was. I think
He's fantastic.
it was nominated for Best Picture. He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. It was nominated for Best Screenplay and nominated for Best Sound. So, good stuff. Anyway, for the trailer, you gave it an 8. I gave it a 7. Ending, you went 8. I went 9. For story, we were both at a 10. Script, we're both at a 9. Cinematography, we're both at a 9. Direction, you went 10. I went 9. Soundtrack, you went 9. I went 8. And wild card, you went 8. I went 9. So total scores, IMDb gave it an 8.6. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 79. Audience score 94. I gave it a 90. You gave it a 91 for a total average score of 90.5.
Nice. And that's number 2.
And that's number 2, which brings us to our number 1 movie of the 90s. Your favorite and mine,
Yeah.
Terminator 2. I thought this is where you were going.
No, I don't know. Yeah. It's been a long day. That's all. That's my excuse.
It has. We've been on for a little while. We're over our 2.5 hour mark, but we're on the last one. So I still think we did okay.
Yeah, we did.
But let's jump into Terminator 2. It's from 1991. Had a budget of $100 million, made $515.3 million in the box office, and who knows how much on video.
Yeah, because they put that shit out like 700.
They released that thing out like different colors of M&Ms.
Yeah.
And my son back. Thank you, son. So he jumped off of Facebook and jumped onto YouTube. Some 90s faves of mine, Matrix. I almost picked The Matrix. That was really on my list. Malcolm X, great movie.
Yeah.
I just got the 4K of that.
I want to get that.
Goodfellas, cool. Scream made our slasher list. 7 should have made my list.
We just did that not too long ago.
We just did 7 not too long because we did Scream and 7 for our October thing. So I think that because it was so close, even though we just did like Ferris Bueller, we just did Forrest Gump and stuff like that. But Friday's good. Pulp Fiction, no. Menace to Society's good. Saving Private Ryan, great. Die Hard with a Vengeance, decent. Total Recall, liked it. New Jack City, great. Heat is good. But I wasn't happy with the 4K transfer of Heat, so that kind of lost points for me. That was the most I've been able to watch. It's been fun. Thanks, Evan. You've been on the longest you've ever been. Usually you jump off, but I'm so glad you've been on. I appreciate it.
We're trying to bring our shows linked down, so thanks for hanging out with us too, man.
Yeah, this is unusually long because we're doing a whole decade. So Desmond woke up, so you want to hear my voice again so he can go back to sleep. I understand. R&D Studios, Hasta La Vista, baby. So many quotable lines from this movie. Oh yeah, this is like Linorama, like super duper candy. Let's go to the scores.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost my chat window. There we go. For cast, you gave it a 10. I gave it a 9. Acting, you went 8. I went 7. For the trailer, you went 10. I went 10 because, damn, that's a
Mm-hmm.
great trailer. Ending, you were at a 9. I was at a 10. Story, you were at a 9. I was at a 10. Script, you were at an 8. I was at a 9. Cinematography, you were at a 9. I was at a 10. Direction, you're at a 10. I was at a 9. Soundtrack, you were at a 9. I was at a 10. And for Wild Card, as a sci-fi movie, we're both at a 10. IMDb gave this an 8.6. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 93. Audience score 95. I gave this movie a 94. You gave it a 92. Total average score with our top spot of 93 out of 100.
Yeah.
And I think, aside from all the ones we missed, I think this is a well-deserved
Yeah.
number one. And I apologize for missing what we missed, but like I said, we
Yeah.
only have 12 choices each
Yeah.
that we had to pick. So
There's
these
10
were
years
the
of movies to think
yeah,
of.
and these were movies that we watch all the time. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I got to say, American History X being a great choice, it's not one that
Yeah.
I watch. It's not one that I
I
watch
bought
all the
that
time.
probably like 5 years ago, 6. No, it's probably been
Yeah,
longer than that. 8 years ago, and it's still shrink wrapped.
yeah,
I haven't opened it up.
yeah. Um, Sixth Sense just kind of came to mind because I was like, that was one that I really loved watching in the 90s.
Yeah.
So
But I didn't even put Clerks on here because it wouldn't score high.
yeah,
So
and I mean, and that's kind of okay. I mean, I wasn't worried about it scoring high. Like I almost had Congo in there.
yeah,
I was like right there with Congo, and it wasn't going to score high. I just love that movie,
yeah.
and it's not good. It's not a great
Mm-mm.
movie. It's just not. Um, but I think that was a great countdown.
It was.
What did you think? Any surprises?
Yeah, I thought Forrest Gump. I forgot Terminator 2 was there. My mind was going Forrest Gump because I was thinking I had so much fun with that movie. So it had to be number one.
Hmm.
When you picked it a while back, I fell in love with that movie all over again. I'm probably going to rewatch it again soon just because it's such a great movie.
I watch it 3 or 4 times a year. I love it. I
If
absolutely
I
love
could
that
have
movie.
picked one movie out of the 24 movies, I think that would have been my number one. Just for the fact how much fun I had watching that movie.
Yeah. No, I kind of knew Terminator 2 was
I
going to take the
forgot
top
about that.
spot. But I didn't think that Green Mile would take the number 2 spot. I really thought it would be Terminator 2, Forrest Gump,
Yeah.
1 and 2. I didn't think Green Mile would jump in the
But
middle of that.
both Tom Hanks.
Both Top Hanks, both,
So yeah,
and with Green Mile, it's Stephen King, just like Shawshank Redemption is,
yeah.
and you get Tom Hanks. So, and Shawshank Redemption took the number 5 spot. I thought Shawshank would be probably. I thought it would be probably Terminator 2, Forrest Gump, um, Jurassic Park, and then Shawshank. Those are going to be my top 4. And
I was shocked about Selena too. And that's another one I was surprised.
I can't say that I was. I thought it would just barely make the countdown, but I thought it would
I'm
be
known
like.
not to pick
I thought
Mexican.
it would be. I'm not opposed to Mexican movies. I'm just not. I just
Dave.
don't. I just don't recognize the cast. That
Right.
was my thing. I just didn't recognize the people in the movie.
Remember how I was going to pick La Bamba for
Yeah,
the L's? Glad I didn't.
you could have. It's got Lou
I know
Diamond
I'm not giving
Phillips.
you a time.
I'm never gonna pick Princess Bride again for anything, or Groundhog Day apparently.
Yeah, it was a good
But
countdown. I enjoyed watching all these movies except for Ronin, I think, and
yeah,
Groundhog's Day.
I I enjoyed all of them except for Eyes Wide Shut. I think that was my
Yeah,
only. That was my only turd. That was the only one that I didn't like watching again.
you
I
know,
l-
I
I
probably won't revisit that for a long time.
Yeah, I liked Ghost in the Darkness. was a fun rewatch, but I saw how that was going to be a lower score.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Let's see. Okay. So my top 3: Office Space, Beauty and the Beast, and Toy Story. That's good, Harrison.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I have boycotted Office Space. I have never seen it, but
What?
I lived in a cubicle for 20 years.
Oh,
So that I no. I won't watch it.
T2 starring Tom Hanks.
I came from the end. T2 is great. No real argument against it. Thank you. Ronin was my biggest shocker. That it was that low or that it was that high. I'm thinking it's that high because it was that high. I don't know. I mean, I don't get the hate on Ronin because I really enjoyed it. I one of my favorite, I mean, probably next to one of the next to Fast 5 favorite car chase scene.
I can
in
see
there.
that.
Just imagine this: Tom and Arnold switched roles.
Imagine
In
Arnold as Woody.
T2 starring Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Neither
Yeah.
of them would have made any money. That high. Thanks, Evan. Yes. But that's the best part of it. It's about a guy who breaks out of being in a cubicle setting. Yeah, and I did break out eventually because I started working from home. So, but I still work for the same company.
I can't imagine working in a cubicle. Nope.
Yeah. No. It was so bad. When I first started working for my company, I sat in a wagon wheel desk. So there was
Really?
just it was like this wagon wheel, and we were all like little slices of pie around this circle.
Ooh,
It was awful.
I couldn't do that.
Um,
But I also hate my job too. So,
yeah, I like my job, but
oh, that's good.
like I said, I love what I do. I just didn't like where I was. But now that I can do it from home,
Yeah.
it's a lot more enjoyable. But I still kind of have a cubicle. The only difference is I have movies in my cubicle.
That makes it better.
So it's
But
much better.
movies make everything better.
Movies make everything better. Just
Just
like
like movies.
bacon makes everything better. Movies
You
make
went
everything.
bacon. I went boobies.
You
So
went boobies. I agree with yours. I'm off the bacon bandwagon, and
you can't have bacon anymore.
I can't have bacon anymore, but I can
No.
have boobies.
It's boobies, man.
It's boobies.
It's boobies.
They're no cholesterol. They're no less filling.
Well, it depends how big they are.
Well,
Sorry.
sorry, no calories. You don't get any calories. Um,
Yeah.
just Arnold in the white suit and running everywhere.
Oh man.
Well, he did Running Man, but I mean, he wouldn't have to run. He'd just stop and let the truck hit him. If he was in Forrest Gump and they go, "Run, Arnold, run!" No, I'm not gonna run. I'll be back. He'd run and then come
Can you
back.
imagine him doing the long scenes? No.
No, he
No.
can't. No, it's
Even
just like when you get word like such and such person was going to play this role, and you're like, no,
yeah.
there's no. That's not right.
Did you ever see that documentary, The Death of Superman Lives? It's a documentary of making Superman Lives with Nicolas Cage as Superman, and they actually show him in the Superman suit, and you're like, oh, this would have been so bad.
So bad.
Yeah.
Oh, when you know the show's gone on a tad too long, I can do boobies. I worked in a call center for a few years, just rows and rows of people trying to make as many calls in 8 hours as possible. Yeah.
I couldn't do it, man.
Yeah. Try taking credit collection calls at 2 a.m. Kindergarten Cop, 1990. It's not a tumor. Yeah. It's not a good movie.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun movie. That
Yeah,
Superman
yeah, it's a
documentary is
great
great.
documentary.
Yeah. Totally good. All right. I say we get out of here. let's close it out. Great list. I've got recap of the show that we're going to show in the outro.
Yeah.
Let's see. Coming up next Monday, the 12th, is going to be our movies with the letter L, and we're going to draw our next set of Sesame Street movies. So you guys that are on the chat, what's your favorite movie that starts with the letter L?
Oh yeah.
Because we've already
picked them.
We've already picked our movies.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say, peace out if if you don't pick anything that. Oh
shit.
This might cause. No, I think we could do it. Okay, our next Love Actually. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, R&D. I appreciate that. Great show.
Thanks, guys.
The La Quest Starfighter or Last Starfighter. I know what that.
Dude, I just recently rewatched that. No, it does not hold up.
That does not hold up. Good night, guys. Hope you check out Mega Mike's tomorrow. Yeah, I will take a look at it though. I'm definitely going to watch that.
Everyone tuning in tonight.
Yep. So our next letter, Land of the Lost. Hopefully, the series, not the Will Ferrell movie. Because I didn't care for the Will Ferrell movie. I loved the series. I was a huge fan of the series. Love and Basketball. That was one I could not.
I love and Basketball.
I know he does. I could not get through it. I couldn't do it. I do want to go back and try it.
I didn't.
Long Kiss Goodnight is great. I think that's.
We tried that. Remember, it wasn't streaming anywhere.
Yeah, it wasn't streaming anywhere. I did pick it for my L's, but we couldn't find it for him to watch it. So our next letter.
Oh, what the fuck!
Is J.
J. Oh man.
J. Agent J. No. I
guess we're watching Jay and Silent Bob.
Jay and Silent Bob. Oh God. At least it wasn't O, or else we'd have to pick Omega Cop. No.
Oh. No, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking
Lord of the Rings, Lethal Weapon, Last Samurai. Some of those are on that list. Just let me always pulled an L movie. Okay, so I know what you pulled then.
We're still
that's
gonna
good
have a
ones.
conversation about
so that. Yeah, so our next one after L is going to be J.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
I don't know. We're gonna have to do a draft. That's gonna be interesting. At least it wasn't W, because I know you're gonna give me West Side Story.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you right now. When we get to W,
it's gonna happen.
West Side Story. I love that movie.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and then Evan says January Man.
Yeah.
January Man.
The rule is we have to.
The rule is we have to own it physically. The other person has to be able to see it without costing them any money. So we have to find it on streaming or something for free, unless they have their own copy. And then it can't be anything that we've already reviewed.
Yeah. Did you see own it digitally too on Vudu or?
Yeah, Vudu. It has to be owned either physically or digitally. But if we own it on Vudu, then the other person can watch it. So 3 rules. Juice. Oh, good one. Juice is good. I wanted to get that 4K too. I was waiting for it to come through. One last shot of the sex bots, so I'm going to block them. Try to block them. Put you in timeout. But all right, let's get out of here. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next. Yeah. We'll see you next Monday, and then next Thursday, the 15th, for Comic Talk.
Yeah, that's right. We got episode 2 of Comic Talk. We're going to be talking about David's pick of the Annihilators.
Yeah,
can't wait to talk about that. It's going to be fun.
That's going to be awesome. Yeah. All right.
Really it.
That's it. We're out of here. Thanks, you guys. That's a wrap for us. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the recap as we close it out, and have a good night.
Talk to you later, guys.